tone. We will be 30 seconds away. Nine, 8, 7, 6.
Previously on the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Which one says Joe on it? The first or second?
They both do.
Okay, well then that defeats that
Does that mean
argument.
Jay gets both?
I do.
That's Jay.
No, whatever.
No,
That means he'll always be on loan from me to him.
I think it goes. Dan gets first pick. You do get second pick, and Steve gets third.
I think it will probably just go Dan, Steve, me. Or else we'll put our. Honestly, we won't scrap over that kind of stuff.
The hell you won't.
You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge
Broadcast
Show.
rights for the Bubba the Love Sponge Show have been granted to this station by the Bubba Radio Network and is intended solely for the enjoyment of your listening audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or any other use of this production without the express written consent of the Bubba Radio Network is strictly prohibited.
It's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show. Welcome, everybody.
How's it going?
And Dan, rich people problems. I got 3 brothers, 2 Super Bowl rings, potentially a third. Who gets what? Rich people problems.
Yeah.
Like the average guy in his life ever has to worry about that. Oh, our family's got 3 Super Bowl rings.
Man, my 1-year-old Cadillac's not good enough.
my $117,000 Escalade's not nearly as cool as the $254,000 Escalade.
I have good problems. I got to do a survey in the back now.
No, you're not doing a survey in the back.
Oh, yeah, we are.
Well, for that one project, not for horses and cows and pigs.
No. We're not building a farm.
No, you're gonna build like a garage, a real pimp, like man cave garage deal, owned by all 3 of your brothers.
Oh, owned by Jay and I. I don't think Steve's going to have a piece of that.
You don't think Steve
it's
is?
too complicated. Doesn't make sense.
It's way too far for Steve to drive.
Yeah,
He'll never make it.
Hold on. It's way too complicated. Why? Why would it be too complicated?
Well, how do I financially put Steven in? He doesn't want to put anything in the garage. He could care less about the garage. It's going to annoy him.
Oh, okay.
And so,
and here's the deal: if it's just you and Jay, you don't have to listen to Steve bitch about it. Right,
exactly. He can put a little input in, which I'm sure he'll, unsolicitedly do.
Right.
And, enjoy it, but, stay out of it.
Right. So,
Please.
Will he have man cave privileges?
Yeah,
well, of course.
Of course.
Well, then you should maybe ding him a little bit, Try to ding him up a little bit. If you so listen, Steve.
Let's fudge some whores, 11,500 hits.
Hold on, let's fudge some whores. Say it again.
Let's fudge some whores.
How much?
11,500 hits.
Thank you, man. We're trying to close off August strong. Thank you. It's all gravy from this point forward. So, are you going to make it a 6-bay or an 8-bay or a six double pull in?
We're going to probably do 50 by 75. and then see what we can fit inside of that.
So like that would be like maybe a 4-bay double shot, right?
Yeah, it'll have like 2 doors on each side,
Right.
the long sides.
You
and then
can
we'll
pull 2 cars in. You can pull 2, so really you could get 8 cars, 16 if you had lifts.
Right.
Right.
And so what we'll probably do is, not do lifts, put some trailers in there and put, maybe 5, 6, 7 cars.
Trailers?
Well, yeah, like the.
You mean your race trailers?
The race trailers, yeah.
Yeah.
And even the jet ski trailer, I'll have room for everything. Put it all in there so it doesn't get, beat up in the
corroded.
sun.
Now what about
destroyed.
what about the bar man? The man cave, so to speak.
That part will be built in there too. So
Like a little kitchen, flat screen TV, bar.
Yeah, we'll
urinal.
Exactly.
Like just
You need a bathroom.
Yeah, absolutely a bathroom. I don't know if you need a shower.
No, I don't think we need a shower. Unless it was a clear shower like this.
Oh, yeah, you mean in case Romina's up in New Jersey for the weekend.
Exactly.
You might have some friends over.
Get some more of those like laser lights. Yeah, we're ready
I will
to go.
kind of tell you, man, if you were a girl and you got invited to a guy's house and he had like separate from his home, this man cave / garage full of Porsches and
You mean
Ferraris.
the one behind his other house?
You leave the
carriage
panties-
house?
Yeah, 2 houses.
Leave the panties at the door.
Now, what are you
It's
going
all
to
three.
do with the carriage house? Is that going to just be bikes and golf carts and just
Primary garage, just the normal garage, the garage that Romina gets
The
to
daily
use.
garage.
that's you could
It's
spin
Romina's
it.
garage.
You could spin it to Romina's. Hey, Romina, listen, I'm getting ready to build a very expensive thing out back, but the good news is
You guys, she-shack.
you're
She-shack.
you could just literally give the whole entire carriage house to her.
Yep.
Because you're going to move your carriage house world, I'm assuming, to the back garage,
I think so.
right?
Yeah.
So then you're going to have to put a bedroom in there.
Well, certainly some good recliners.
No, you can't.
I don't know if I want to make it that kind of building. I really want to make it kind of a garage building because we have 2 bedrooms in the carriage house. I don't really need more bedrooms.
Right, true.
I'd rather
So
have
just tell
that space.
Romina you get the carriage house bottom.
Right. yes.
You get the bottom part of the. So if you can do whatever you want,
You're
you
a
can,
bottom.
You can put your Escalade in there. You can put whatever. You can start. You can do little. Is she very arts and craftsy?
0.
No,
Krista is, but Romina is 0 arts and craftsy.
0.
She hates it.
Candles arts and craftsy.
Very. Candle can build like a miniature Disney World. She's so good at that stuff.
Candle can build anything.
she's
a,
her
a
mom,
direct derivative of Pocahontas. We've been told.
Yes, she can build anything out of 2 sticks and a patch of grass. But
So-
she's really talented. She's done some amazing things with like cakes and little models of stuff. I mean,
Didn't she make that diaper cake for Lummy?
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
really
Yeah,
nice.
she's amazing.
She's really creative.
She's a country girl.
She show is.
She's a country girl. She's from Polk County, I think.
And then she's a good athlete too. So she's a neat person.
Who would win in a foot race between her and Krista? Probably short distance Candle, long distance Krista.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. I think Candle will outsprint
And Romina's just
anyone.
there with wine at the finish line.
Yes.
Wine time.
You guys found
Romina,
so
you're not in
fast.
the race, but what's your duties here, Romina?
Wine time.
Oh, you have wine at the winner's circle.
Wine. Yes.
Are you working on my Packer Bucks tickets, my friend?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. I'm pretty certain you got 2.
Okay, perfect. Alex Stein will be visiting us. It's confirmed, Lummy. I even showed Anna his plane tickets.
Yeah.
His
Oh,
plane
wow.
tickets are booked. He's going to stay with me. I think Friday night, he doesn't get in until late, so Friday night will probably just be maybe like, I'll just take him to the dollhouse probably Friday night.
Looks like you've had a lot of correspondence with him.
I have. He's my best.
You guys are girlfriends
New
now.
bestie? I'm jealous.
No, he's not my bestie on the level you are, my friend.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you working on the condo?
No, I haven't, because you know why?
Why?
Just because
Kinda far.
logistically, my apartment, which I have an extra bedroom, logistically, my apartment is so much more centrally located to what we're going to be doing.
That's true.
We're going to be going to the dollhouse, which is right by my place. We're going to
Right.
be going to the game, which is right by my place. And then he's going to do the show on Monday, which is right by my place.
Right.
So,
Doesn't make sense.
no, really, to Tom Bean's condo, it's 45 minutes to an hour
Yeah, with traffic.
to
and-
get there. It really is. Now, once you get there, Dan, have you ever seen Tom Bean's condo?
Not in person, no.
It
just
would be
pictures.
something that you would be like, oh my. If you can imagine, it's even nicer than your Miami condo. Now, you remember how nice that condo was?
Yes.
Like, off the... This is like a tick above that.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
It's right at the beach, right?
Yes.
Yeah, right at the beach.
Is it the top apartment?
It's the penthouse. It's the
Oh, that's
penthouse.
awesome.
It's the penthouse in Sand Key. Lummy, I think I just got a Cash App deal. By the way, today's after show will be somewhat cumbersome. Kenneth Kendall, $50. Thank you so much. On the Cash App, Facebook, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, all at the Bubba Army. We're going to go through the ring list today. Now, I don't want anybody mad if we have left you off and you deserve to be on there. All you got to do is get a hold of us.
Yeah, that's the reason for the show.
Blitz has set up BARP, B-A-R-P, at thebubbaarmy.com for anybody who, one, qualifies. You need to send us what you want on your ring and your size. Even if you're like Bubba Light and you're a 4, 5, 6, 10 ringer and you've had the same ring size every year, we still need you to make contact with us so we can just double check.
Mm-hmm. I don't want to again.
I don't want to BARP, B-A-R-P. And Dan, that would be for your three brothers, you and Jay and Steve as well.
Yes.
Jimmy
Okay.
Clevis, Sumo, Larry Plummer. I need everybody to get a hold of me. BARP, B-A-R-P, Gooch at thebubbaarmy.com. So we can start getting this. We're trying to be about a month ahead of last year. Blitz will tell you that I've already sent the deposit in.
Nice.
Already sent $15,000 in so that we can get the molds made. And it's not. God, when did we get them last year? We didn't get them last year till like February 1st or like the second week of February or something. Remember?
Yeah, it was like 3 weeks after the party.
Yeah.
And it was a COVID deal and it was all this kind of deal. And so I hope we don't. Blitz, if we run into that problem this year, then that's not on us.
I mean, it really hasn't been on us, but
No.
still.
Chips.
Yeah,
So
but
I have a question, though. I think this is a relevant question, and that is, how many letters can your name be? Because someone asked me that yesterday.
I don't know.
She told me about 8 or 10. They can do a couple more, but then it gets really small.
Yeah, I would
So-
say probably 8.
Yeah, I would try to keep it 8 or less.
Yeah. What's yours? Is yours just going to be Dan or you want Dr. Dan?
I don't know. Probably just Dan, unless it was like Dr. Dan ESQ. I don't know.
You can do that.
Yeah.
Dr. Dan, period, DR, period, D-A-N.
Do they do periods?
No, probably not. It'd probably just look all like one big word.
That's
I would
Dr.
just
Dan
go-
ESQ.
and it's all in caps. They don't do
Yeah.
lowercase. and
I would
stuff,
just do
so.
Dan.
Okay, Dan's cool.
Yeah, you're the most popular Dan, even though you are a doctor and what have you.
It's all right.
So yesterday's podcast, did anybody get a chance to hear Making Woke Your Bitch?
We heard a little bit of it in real time.
And then also, Lummy, I don't know where we're going to use it, but I think Felix the Cat made us a neat little graphic.
Yeah, I saw those. Yeah.
I don't know where we're going to use that because Making Woke Our Bitch may not
Just the podcast,
go anywhere
yeah.
else other than the podcast.
Right.
It wasn't that bad.
Well, it was. We were a little lost, but we were just listen. Podcasting is not a quick form. Like you don't have to just. You can slow down and truly just screw around. Like you don't have to be as formatted and regimented and focused as you do on terrestrial radio.
But the content wasn't so bad as far as like, controversial, cancelable.
You had a few outbursts
Did
that
I?
were borderline,
Okay.
but nothing that I think
That's the whole point of the show.
Yeah, that's the full point. That's the point of the show. Of you having a few outbursts, and we've had to bury it and insulate your outbursts into the podcasting world because it's the only place that potentially won't cause problems for you and me.
Okay.
Plus, Steve doesn't know how to download podcasts.
That little square in his phone is very complicated.
Listen, he's the less technical guy of all, is he not?
He hates it.
I was over his house one time, and I was trying to play my sizzle reel on his TV, and he
Oh,
couldn't.
God, his remote.
And he had to get and so I'm like, Steve, if you got Mirror on the iPhone, it has your phone can jump it over to your TV. What? I go, we can jump it over to your TV like an AirDrop or whatever. There's a lot of different things.
That's how we watched Blackbird last night.
And he's like,
Oh, yeah.
Krista, get in here and put the TV I go, Steve, just give me your remote. Now, I'm not a technical guy at all.
Yeah, but did he have that at the time? Did he have that iPad remote, which was useless too?
No, he didn't.
Because he got this giant iPad remote, so it's like
Hard
15
telling.
times the size of a normal remote, and it takes forever to get anything done.
Right.
It's useless.
It is. Lummy, did you miss the huge amount of subs? Did you miss that, buddy?
I was waiting for you guys to finish. Sorry, I'm sorry. Let's fudge some whores again. Give to 25 subs.
Let's fudge some horse.
He's all
25
over the
subs
place.
is certainly an interruptible thing. Just when we're talking about stupid, Steve's stupid remote,
Yes, sir.
you can get right in on that. You can double dutch right on in.
Thank you. Let's fudge some whores.
So yesterday's podcast did great numbers. Now today's podcast is what we recorded yesterday, and I think everybody that participated in that would say that it was quite loose.
What did you guys talk about?
We had a special guest.
We had my mom on the phone, Dan.
Awesome.
And I really think now every one of us have our mothers with us. Dan, Arlene.
Yes.
Mine's at home.
Well, no, but she's still with us in life.
know.
In life. So we still have our moms. And is there anybody that could speak to their mom in the manner that
No.
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 Blitz, your mom's pretty cool. You could talk about about 50% of that you could talk to your mom about.
Yeah. And I mean, I probably could, but I don't.
Yeah, like you couldn't say, "Hey, mom, go into Dad right now in the recliner and start, essing some D."
No, probably not.
No, that's hard to.
And then your dad go, "That's right, Chris. Keep telling her."
Mm-hmm.
So we had my mom on yesterday, and we were talking about several different things. One, her pimple that we popped, and two, just her lack of sexuality. And how my stepdad really needs, to be taken care of. And he was in the background, cheerleading and championing our cause. And she's just so fun. She is. Anytime I have Janie Cakes on, man, the fans go crazy over Janie Cakes just because they all have moms and they're like, man, your mom is the coolest. You wonder why I am so crazy. It's because, my mom, there's nothing, our family interactions, I wish, we can't even tape them. Like, I can't even really roll tape with my family when we're all together, acting up.
How entertaining would a reality show about your family have been over the years?
Oh, but it would have blown anything I've ever seen really on TV, but it would have been canceled immediately.
One episode
We're
only.
so just politically incorrect. And so critical, and not only are we critical of everything we see on TV, but we're critical of each other. You
have to stream it on Rumble.
I don't know. I don't even know, but I don't even really know where you could put it. Like last Saturday we all got together, and Mom looks like she's losing some weight. So I go, Mom, you're losing some weight, and she's like, Yeah, I am. But I said, you're still a lazy bitch because you won't go out in the pool every day. Like, I blamed it on you too, by the way, Dan.
Me?
I said, Dr. Dan, because I can get a little mileage out of this.
Right, I understand.
You're the one that fixed her on the COVID. So all I have to say is Dr. Dan says, and then she instantaneously thinks that you really said it. and because
It's like when you,
It's like when you say Steven said.
exactly. That's exactly what I said.
yeah. So I got about another 30-day window where I can really hit this Dr. Dan thing hard because, she's freshly over COVID on your concoction. And she loves you. She's like, oh, my God, Dr. Dan, my doctor wanted me to take that Placiquil or whatever the hell it is. And, Jill Biden, it's a bounce back deal. People only get not sick for a couple days and then they get it again, but not me because Dr. Dan's my new sweetness. I love him. I go, well, I'll tell you what Dr. Dan told me to tell you, which you didn't. I go, you need to get your big ass in that pool every day.
Yeah, I said it that way.
I did. I said, you need to get your big ass in the pool every day and swim instead, because all she wants to do, she's 76 now, all she wants to do, Dan, is sleep till noon, then get up and look at Facebook all day and lay on the recliner.
Perfect life.
Meanwhile, my stepfather's out golfing every day, staying active, and although she is on a diet and she has lost some weight, being inactive and not getting any sun and not getting out is just as unhealthy as eating 3 cheeseburgers. If you never get out, right? If you just never get out and you're just lethargic and you don't get any type of sunshine or anything like that, that's horrible for you if you're that age, isn't it?
Yes, I mean, that's what mold thrives on.
Right. Oh, I'm going to use that one. So I said, Mom, so Tara has been yelling at her because she just wants to sit inside and feel sorry for herself. And so, because, oh, by the way, Dan, she got 30-day Facebook jail for child porn.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
No.
How did that happen?
Somebody hacked it. She clicked on some link or something.
Oh, no.
The way Blitz can figure it out is she clicked on some link that somehow got her on a child porn list or something. So anyway, she's in Facebook jail for 30 days.
Child sexual exploitation.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Yes. And she's like, I'm 76. So it's hard telling what she really is. So she's bummed out on that. So we're sitting there on Saturday, and she's sitting on. I'm like, listen, Mom, what's it going to take for you to put on your bathing suit? And now they have a pool
At the house.
Yes, she doesn't.
So she have to go to like a community pool.
No.
Just right. Open the door. You're in.
Her pool is from me to about Blitz's glass. Like, from the sliding glass door,
That's nothing.
it's 7 steps, and she's right in her pool.
Just far enough for Steven to take a car.
Right. Just far enough for Steven at least golf carted over.
Right.
Okay.
Skateboard.
So, and it's not that big of a pool, but Jeff gets in the pool, my stepdad, every day after golf, just to kind of, rinse off a little bit, but more importantly, just kind of swim around and
Loosen up.
He gets
good. Perfect.
So I'm like, Mom, if you just got in there 15 to 30 minutes a day, that's what Dan says, get in 15 to 30 minutes a day, you're going to start feeling better. You're going to get some sunshine. She goes, well, what if it's lightning, Fleet? You want me to put a goddamn golf club up in the air, too? And so I'm like,
Just an umbrella.
Mom, please, just get your ass in the pool.
It rains like for an hour at 5 in the afternoon.
She just has every excuse.
And she won't ride her trike either.
Oh, no, she already sold her trike.
She sold it?
Oh.
Yeah, she sold it because it said it hurt her sciatic nerve.
Really?
So, yeah. So, anyway, I told her I've been using the Dan Diaco card. So, she supposedly got in the pool yesterday.
Good.
But I don't think Jeff got any oral. We were trying to get her to give oral to my stepdad. I don't know the last time that she gave the poor fella oral. She's like all dried up, Dan. She doesn't want to have sex. She doesn't want to give my stepdad oral. She doesn't want to. She just wants to sit there and look at Facebook all day.
Do you know what would help her?
What?
You don't want to hear this, but hormone replacement therapy.
Really?
I think that would
have any of that in a bottle. I can go shooting her ass today.
Yeah, but
Comes
a
along.
little bit of the sometimes women have, which normally have a little testosterone, lose that as they get older, and just a touch of testosterone and maybe some other bioidentical hormones that she may be deficient in, and all of a sudden you may see her light up like a candle.
Now, where do I go to get her? Can you give me a doctor's suggestion?
I'll figure that out for you.
You go to a gym and find the biggest guy there.
Yeah. you call Jimmy Clevis.
I want your vitamins.
He's selling fish out of the back of his truck.
Yeah.
I was guilty of that, man. When I was at Indiana State, I got there as a freshman. I was benching like 405.
That's awesome.
As a freshman, I had the record at Warsaw High for a little bit, and now I was probably benching between 375 and 405 when I got
a lot.
That's a lot. It's 4
As
plates.
natural.
Four plates.
Yeah,
a high
440.
school student?
445. They're 445s on each side.
Yeah, anyone that says that they bench 400 pounds is full of shit because they went for
Dan,
405.
Dan.
Oh, so sorry. So sorry.
Dan.
This isn't a podcast.
Dan, the last time you got in trouble, I threatened what your punishment was going to be.
Okay, I understand.
No.
No,
I don't
I-
think you understand.
I do. It was a week.
Oh, no.
What did you drive to work today?
My truck.
Okay, that would be great. You should maybe have to leave your truck here today and drive my smart car to work. It's today's surgery day.
Yeah.
By the way, that
you
means.
got a bullet to TOS with the smart car.
Hold on. Lights on.
It's on.
Lights on.
You got to have
Camera.
lights on.
Yeah, and you got a camera.
Dan, you can't say.
I know. I'm sorry.
That's an FCC
I
violation.
know.
Oh, you're pretty upset about that guy benching 400.
No.
Yeah.
He's full
Listen,
of shiz.
I will tell you this. You're right. I did have. I was horrible on the deadlift because my arms are so short, but it made me great on the bench press. I was a great bench presser, but not a good deadlifter.
And you got a barrel chest too.
Yeah, I mean,
so.
when I get it out,
Yeah,
when I get it out.
all the big bench pressers are short arm barrel chest.
Yeah, I mean, if I had my bench shirt on and you're like that, man, literally get it out, it's just boom, boom, and you're locked out.
Yeah.
So I mean, I was a great bench presser. So I go down to the gym, And Lummy, I didn't walk on my first year at Indiana State. I walked on my second year. So my first year, I was just going to go there and try to get big.
Yeah, that's
get as big as I could. So I'm at the gym and I'm looking all around, and I'm one of the stronger ones, but not by all means. Like I'm seeing juniors and seniors that are doing like 495, 525s for 2 and 3.
Crazy numbers.
Yeah,
Isn't it?
big jacked up guys. So I went to this one black guy. Okay. His name was Larry. I can remember like it was nothing. I go, hey bud, hey bud, what's it gonna take for me to throw that kind of weight around? He goes, well, you're not gonna be able to do it naturally.
Oh.
He goes, what are you doing right now? And I go, I'm probably 395, 405. And he goes, that's a good start.
It is a good start.
And I go,
Yeah.
well, I know. And he goes, see that guy over there? The guy's name was Bobby Boyce, the ladies' choice. Rap to the bitches with his golden voice.
Nice.
And he was this white guy from East St. Louis, or from like Missouri. I think he had a tryout with the Bears and the Rams back in the day. He was called we played the Missouri Valley. He was called the Mo Valley Monster. He's outside linebacker. Now, Dan, on his weightlifting belt, he had a big picture of a syringe. So I went to him. I go, hey, Bobby. He goes, yeah. And I go, Larry told me to ask you about getting some stuff. He goes, where do you live? And I go, Jones Hall. And he goes, I live in Jones Hall with my girlfriend, Mickey. Mickey was a bodybuilder, too. I go, okay. He goes, why don't you come down to my room? I was on the 5th floor. He was on the 2nd. He goes, I'm in like 214 or whatever. Come down, today. I'm like, all right. So I go down there, and he goes, you're going to need some Anavar. That's what you're going to need. It's the cleanest stuff going. You don't want to, you're not, because in order to do injectables, you have to learn how to give yourself a shot, and I don't think you're ready for that. I'm like, okay. And I really wasn't ready for that.
Yeah, but Anavar is probably one of the best ones.
And it was made by Searle. Searle was the manufacturer.
Yep.
And so, but listen to how much he gouged me, when you're a first time, black market. So I don't even know what those, they're not that much. But I go, well, how much is it going to cost? And how much do I get? And he goes, well, first of all, you're going to take 4 a day. I think they were only 2.5 or 5 milligrams. They weren't that big a deal.
Yeah.
Okay, 4 a day, and it's going to be $100 for 50 of them. I go, what? And I go, I can't afford that. And he goes, I could put you on a payment plan. So he put me on. He gave me 100 of them, put me on this payment plan. But I mean, literally, I later found out that you could buy them like 100 of them for like $10 or something. Like they were nothing.
But back then, like 100 was between 50 and 100 for 100 pills, not 50 pills.
Right.
You got double, tripled.
I got tripled. So then I'm lifting. I'm getting a little. But seriously, I mean, these Anavars really aren't like the Anadrol 50s or the Dynaballs.
No, they don't do much.
They just make you look better.
No. So I wasn't eating. I wasn't trying to eat good. I was just trying to get strong. Well, they didn't get me that strong. They didn't really get me. They got me a little bit stronger. So then Bobby goes.
So gateway drugs.
So then Larry goes, hey, what's Bobby got you on? And I go, I'm on some Anavar. And he goes, really? Yeah. He goes, you need to get on some Dynaball or Anadrol 50. I go, okay, where do I get those? And he goes, well, I got those. I go, why didn't you tell me that to begin with? He goes, well, I wanted to see if I was like, going to stick around, or if I was going to deal with Bobby and be okay, then he was going to, he'll start dealing.
Some of them are harder on your system than others.
Yeah, Anadrol 50 is really hard on your system, but it makes you. It bloats your face. You look like a goddamn bloated tick. But my God, my bench went to 495.
How quickly?
In about 5 months. I was just jacked and bloated.
But strong.
So I'm on Anadrol 50s, and Larry's charging me $2 a pill. But you only had to take. He wanted me to start off like with half a pill. So I got far more steroids for less the money. So Bobby comes up to me and says, and I owed Bobby one more payment of $25. And he goes, hey, you going to get me that last payment and put another order in? And I go, yeah, I'll get my last payment to you here soon, but I'm getting stuff from somebody else. He goes, who? Now, the only person that Bobby Boyce was really afraid of was Larry, because Larry was this big black guy, like 6'6", 350. He was an offensive.
Jesus.
He was an offensive lineman, and Bobby was a linebacker. Well, Bobby didn't mess with Larry. I go, I'm getting him from Larry now, and he goes, well, that's a good guy to get him from. And so I started dealing with Larry, and then Larry graduated, and I had to find somebody else. Then Dan, listen to this. So I was still on my stepdad's insurance, right? Because he worked for Zimmer, the big orthopedic company,
Right.
and so I guess I was still on his insurance. So my buddy tells me, hey, I think the guy's dead now. You can go to Indianapolis and talk to this doctor, and I can even remember his name, Glenn Speckman. And you went down there to his doctor's office, and it was in this basement of like this big building, and it was like 4 rooms, and you sign up, and you're supposed to put sports weight training. That's what the Iggy was. So you put sports weight training, and he comes in and checks your heart, your blood pressure, and all that kind of deal. He would actually prescribe you Anadrol 50 and Dynabol that you went to the pharmacy and got.
Oh, how cool is that?
And it was $2 copay.
Oh,
so
wow.
I was getting 100 Anadrol 50s for $2, taking half of them and using them for myself, then selling them on the street for $2. I was loaded.
Wow, perfect.
And then they put a stop to that real fast. But after a year, my stepdad got called into HR or somebody back at home and said, your son, are you, like, I guess, your company gets, the insurance company, Dan, I think maybe gets a hold of the employer and says this employee's,
gouging,
doing something. And so
today that would be a HIPAA violation. That was pre-HIPAA.
That was pre-HIPAA.
They wouldn't do that now.
They called Jeff in and said, hey, are you familiar with your son's weightlifting therapy out of Indianapolis? And he's like, no. And he's like, well, it's, costing us, $900 a month, on a $2 copay. So Jeff calls him and says, hey, are you doing steroids? I go,
hell yeah.
Yeah. He goes, well, you can do those.
You said yeah at first, or did you say no at first?
Well, I said yes to him, and I told Janie
okay.
Cakes no. Janie Cakes caught me with needles one time, and you literally thought
you were a heroin addict.
Yeah, she thought I was a heroin addict. She started crying, kicked me out of the house, everything. So I told him, yeah, I am. He goes, listen, you can do all that. You don't live here, but you can't be using my insurance for it. I just got called in. He goes, so listen, well, I could still afford it. I think it was like $80 or something like that. Yeah, they didn't have good RX back then. So I went down there, but then my pharmacist red flagged me after a year worth of it and wouldn't sell them to me anymore. And then I think they increasingly started getting more strict. Just the government.
In the 80s,
this was 80. This was 85.
Yeah, it all changed in the 80s.
Yeah, and by like 87, it was they started regulating it.
Duke didn't test for steroids on the football players even as late as 88.
Really?
They didn't test. They were all jacked up.
Duke was still bad at football too.
Yeah, no, they got pretty good for like a minute, like in the early 90s.
For 1 year?
1 or 2 years. Yeah, they won the ACC once.
They did?
Yeah, they tied for first.
So anyway,
under Spurrier.
Today's podcast, which was yesterday, that we recorded yesterday, is pretty much us talking to Janie Cakes, and it gets quite colorful.
It's good.
I think that you'll.
It was a fun one.
You'll like it. Today's after show is the ring list, like I spoke of earlier. We'll be going through it. If you think we missed you, which we could very well have, you have probably a better understanding as to what you've contributed to the BARP fund than we do, although we have a pretty good understanding. Our accounting can be off. Get a hold of us, barp@thebubbaarmy.com, and we'll look into it, and if you're qualified, you're qualified. You have until the 15th of September to qualify. That's the hard cutoff date, is the 15th of September. We prefer that you get it all in now. It makes the logistics easier. So Dan is the hold on. I got Bubba Light came in early this morning at 3:08 with 25.
Nice.
And Dennis Wheely, $25 on the Venmo and the Cash App. I got another Kenneth Kendall for 50. Thank you very much. So Dan, is it it's now officially a hard pass on the Escalade?
Yes, but I did.
Oh, come on.
What?
I was going to say yes, but they gave me a last-minute offer, and I'm only going to pay $40,000 over.
No, but I mentioned it to corporate.
To corporate Chef Cadillac?
Yeah.
And what did they say?
They're coming back to me. They emailed me. They said, we thank you, and we're going to call you back. I talked to someone for about 15 minutes. And
Really?
Their boss is going to call me today, hopefully.
Because like Blitz had mentioned, the manufacturer doesn't like when dealerships do this.
They reminded me that dealers are independent. However, they didn't seem very happy about it. And so, again, I just can't just sit there and take the punches. It just irritated me too much. It's
You can't let it go, can you, bud?
I don't really
Obviously,
want. It's
Steve's
not a matter of
not
wanting the
aware
car.
of
It's
this
not a matter of wanting
situation.
the car. It's just a matter of I just don't like being taken advantage of. I don't think anyone should be taken advantage of in any context.
I got taken advantage of when I was buying steroids from Bobby Boyce. I mean, sometimes it happens.
So you're still mad about it.
Yeah, but
I'm still mad about it.
But say he said, okay, as you make your deal. You go over there to pay him. He goes, oh, wait. I was wrong. It's an extra $100.
Yeah, well, I would
You'd
have
be
been
like, no way.
I would have been stuck at 405
Yeah.
at that point. Let me. Were there a lot of roids going around when you were in college?
Yes, there was. I don't remember exactly the names, but there was a lot of off-season steroids going on.
And the coaches would kind of.
They know what they know
They
what's
would
going
kind of like tell you to, but not.
They'd
They'd be
give
like,
the
you know
ED
what,
on the drug
guys,
test, too.
you got to get a lot bigger.
Yep.
You get a lot bigger this summer.
And they'd give you the Iggy on the drug test and different ways to get around it.
Right.
Because
They'd be like-
NCAA rules in the summer, unless you failed, you don't have to drug test. And from the last day of the season till start of summer camp.
So from the last day of the season
Yep.
to summer camp, so you could just jack.
Yep. That's what everyone would
Well, at
normally
Indiana
do.
State, they were Division I AA. They didn't even test. Like, there wasn't even a test. Like, they didn't even, it was obvious. Bobby Boyce had a steroid syringe on the back of his weightlifting belt. And they're not going to, and he was basically, I said, Bobby, why do you have a steroid syringe? He goes, because it's like advertising. People know.
Yeah, you know where to go.
I mean, they see the syringe. He took this syringe and drew it like in Sharpie kind of deal with a little drip coming out. Anything short of ask me about steroids.
Yeah.
But I think that was the ongoing Iggy.
It's
And you
kinda
think
like
he's dead now?
Canseco.
Bobby Boyce? No, I don't think he's dead.
A lot of them die.
Just because it's so toxic on your liver.
Yeah. I mean, the professional bodybuilders that have been doing steroids for like 20, 30 years, a lot of them just drop
Yeah,
dead.
the orals are real bad.
Those are guys are taking 5 times the
Oh, they
amount.
stack, yeah. They
and
do
they're
crazy stuff.
staying on it for years at a time too.
Right.
Yeah.
Not cycling out.
Cycling out's probably not as dangerous.
Cycling out and supplementing, right? The
Yes.
saw
PCT.
palmetto,
Proper PCT.
all that kind of stuff. We're all on it. We're all on steroids right now.
Hell yeah, we are.
And steroids are still indicated for people with a prolonged convalescence. So
What does that mean?
That means like if you're in the hospital for 2 months because you got in a really bad car accident to try to bounce back, that's when steroids are still medically indicated.
Oh, like
So
so
say-
that you get muscle atrophy or something
Yeah,
like that?
exactly. So say you broke your neck, but you didn't get paralyzed, but you spent 7 weeks in the hospital. You had to get about 3 or 4 surgeries. You were on a vent because it was a really bad car accident, and then finally get out, and you're 30 pounds lighter, and you're weak, and that's the indication for anabolic steroids right now.
Could you be, if you were in the hospital for 7 or 8 weeks, could you have Blitz sneak you in some dumbbells so that you could be doing some stuff?
You could actually start getting the steroids in the hospital.
Right.
It's really the best time to
Start
get it.
doing some curls and
Yeah,
some
get you on
shoulders.
PT, a little
and-
physical therapy.
Well, that's why a lot of them were made. Like Anavar was made to keep from wasting muscle away.
Specifically.
That's why it was made.
Yep.
I have a question about the origin of the drugs. Are most of them originally procured from legal channels and then
Yes.
people sell it? Or
Yes.
is it just people are concocting it from
Well,
raw
some people
ingredients
do.
from
Some
China?
people do make it.
That's
Yeah.
what I, yeah.
But the majority of them are manufactured professionally
On the
and just
streets?
sold aftermarket.
Most of them on the streets are from Russia and China. Yeah.
Okay, but the ones that you got from that guy, was he getting him from some sort of
Yeah.
men's health?
Back then, yeah. they
Yeah,
were
back
real.
then you were having to get them from somebody that worked at a pharmacy and stealing them out the back.
Oh, okay,
or-
because if you're selling them, you must have obviously a large amount enough to sell and make a profit.
a
off
lot
of,
of
so-
a lot of the guys, the steroid dealers were getting them from manufacturer salesmen.
Directly.
Yeah, like people that worked for the.
It's like you give that guy a cut. Okay.
That guy would, get an extra case of Anavar, and when he would, go to the streets and have doctor samples and things like that. I mean, it was really loose.
You just kind of like write it off as like a business.
It was real loose back then.
It really was. It wasn't regulated
Good
at
old
all.
days.
Yeah, or somebody's grandma, had a prescript, and the big juice head went and got grandma's script filled, and they would, sell them that way.
Is it pretty easy to get it through legal channels these days in terms of like saying your testosterone's like a little bit on the low end?
Yeah.
Well, if it's
That's what
tested
I mean, like,
and it's low, then it's
but if
easy
it's like
to get
not
it.
really low,
I mean,
but
what you can get the easiest is testosterone. Like, that's not even considered a steroid on the streets. Testosterone, I mean, you can turn the TV or radio or your internet on, and they advertise men health centers, and that's Dan, that's bodybuilding that's the testosterone that the boys use, right?
Yes.
And so if some doctors are more aggressive about prescribing, and there's a lot of, like, some doctors think that, I think the average is between 300 and 1100.
Right, and they try to treat you to get to 700 or
right.
so.
But some doctors, like, I've known some doctors that if you're 350, they're like, oh, you're good.
Yep.
When realistically, you need to be running around about 800. And if, well within the 300 to 1100 range, but it's better to be on the higher range of that than the lower range of that. But some doctors are like, nope, you're in the range. Whereas other doctors are like, you know what, you're 350. I'd like to get you to 800. You'll feel better. You'll have more energy. You'll build more muscle. And some it's just kind of where you stand on the deal, right?
Definitely. And some people, 400 is different than another person's 400. So, some people may feel good at 400 where others still are symptomatic. And then that person, by definition, needs more steroid.
But a lot of.
We could do a show testosterone test. That's not a bad idea.
We have to do blood.
We could do that.
Well, I guess probably the better thing would be for all of us just to get our labs done.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I was going to do that anyway.
I just had my labs. I literally just had them done.
And you get a full panel of everything.
Like free testosterone and all those things?
Cholesterol,
triglycerides,
iron,
glucose.
everything. You get everything.
I need to do that.
You do.
I
Dan, when's the last time
have
you
no
had
baseline. I don't know what I am with anything.
When's the last time you
nothing.
had a full panel, Dan?
About a year ago.
Blitz, you just recently had one, didn't you?
About 2 years ago.
I've never had anything done.
You don't
I don't know
any
anything
idea
about
your
my
estrogen
body.
level.
Nothing.
You of all people, the person that's
I
probably
know.
eats the cleanest.
Oh, well, not recently, but yes.
No,
usually.
but I mean, you eat the cleanest. You exercise probably the hardest.
Yeah.
Okay. And you are the fittest.
Without a doubt.
You don't got to throw that last
Sorry.
part in there, bitch.
Yes, sir.
I mean, I'm really putting you over right
You
now.
are,
And
yes,
you don't got to
sir.
like just jam it in, okay?
Right,
To us
sorry.
fatties.
Sorry.
It kind of makes me feel fat right now.
Yeah, I was just
Fat,
thinking
you know
about
what,
it.
I feel fat.
Let me,
Hopefully the last time I worked
she's
out.
body shaming us,
Yeah,
bitch.
she is.
I know. She's shaming me for being slow.
Did Rhett make it in today?
I saw his truck.
Good. Is he mad that you had to make it in? Are you mad?
You mad you had to come to work?
You mad that you had to come to work,
Yeah,
buddy?
he was mad when he turned the key and his truck started.
Right. Yeah.
And his stomach didn't hurt.
Yeah.
Right. So Anna, you have you have the most fit.
I know.
Eat the cleanest.
I know.
Exercise the most. And you are the one that knows the least amount.
I know. And
meanwhile,
I
on the
preach
other
all
end of
the stuff like preventative care, and I don't even know anything about my own body.
On the other end of the spectrum, I'm probably the least physical fit, and I know more about my body than even the doctor.
Right.
I mean, I just had a full panel done 2 weeks ago.
But you get your blood drawn, tested
Every 120 days.
Right.
So I at least know my iron and my cholesterol levels every
I know
120
nothing.
days.
I know absolutely nothing.
Yeah, you need to get a full panel. Dan,
How
Dan might
pissed will
even.
you be if your panel sucks? Like
Yeah,
your
I'll be
cholesterol's
super
high, your estrogen's low.
All this
these-
lifestyle BS.
Yeah.
I'm just going to throw my
Me-
computer against the wall.
Meanwhile, Rhett, who smokes and doesn't do nothing,
Yeah,
comes
perfect health.
in just straight money, just as clean as
so
the wind,
mad.
as clean as the wind-driven snow, Rhett. Like
so
the finest physical specimen known to man. Cholesterol's 105.
I want his baby.
Testosterone's 1090. Just everything straight up great. Liver enzymes perfect. Everything. Anna, what you do need to know, because Dan, isn't a lot of that genetic? A lot of it is, isn't it?
Yes,
I mean,
90. I mean, my numbers are so good, and it's not because I have such a great diet. It's just because I just genetically have good numbers.
Right.
You have good numbers, Bubba.
I do. I have good numbers,
got
especially
numbers.
for being 290 pounds. Every time I get my blood work done, they're like, your cholesterol level. I think they're saying that I'm a fat ass.
Yeah, it's actually an insult.
They're like,
How shocked they are.
And they're like, maybe we need to. If I go to a new doctor and my cholesterol comes back like at 174 or something, they're like, maybe we need to do a. You don't need to. The test isn't wrong. I can show you my other 5 tests. It's in that range. Like they think they need to get they got a flawed test or something.
Result, yeah.
This can't be right.
There's no way this fat ass is 177, and I don't even eat cholesterol friendly. I don't eat. I don't worry about cholesterol when I eat. I just eat.
Right. I don't either.
How about you? So Anna, you have no baseline.
No,
now,
nothing.
could Dan? Would that be a?
You can get that done. I give her a script for that.
Can you get her a script for a full panel?
Certainly. And
Anna,
she just goes to like Quest or
I'll
something.
take you to my girls.
Okay.
I'll get you
At
VIP.
Quest?
No, I'll get you VIP'd at Quest. Yes.
Okay. Awesome.
I'll get a hold of. I just
That'd be a
catered.
fun little little hang.
I just catered in lunch at the Quest.
Oh, that's right.
Quest Lab 2 weeks ago.
Because you didn't you sign up at the other clinic?
Yeah,
by
I
accident?
signed up at LabCorp and I showed up at Quest, and the Quest girls were like,
They took
"Bubba,
you
what you
anyways.
doing? You're not on our books." I'm like, "Uh-huh." They were closed for the day, and they drew my blood and got me all out.
Aw.
Yeah.
Sweethearts.
That is nice.
Yeah, I need to do that ASAP.
Dan, so
I'll get you scripts for
That'd be awesome.
panels.
Yeah.
but Dan, go all.
That's what I'm saying. We'll get
Like
like a Chem
everything.
50.
That okay.
Like I want to know. You probably want to know her IGF, right? You want to know her. You want to know her test. You want to know her estrogen. You want to know everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
Female
Because a lot of
hormone.
times they won't test for your growth hormone factor,
Yeah, I need
whatever
it
that
all.
is. Is that an IGF?
That's no, it's not. It's HGH, but
HGH?
What's IGF?
Something to do with insulin levels.
Insulin growth factor.
yeah, it's
Oh,
different. It's a different one.
I was, but Blitz, I was kind of right, wasn't I?
That,
If you're
that
talking
can
about insulin,
sometimes
you're
be,
absolutely right.
That
So I
can
need to be
wrong.
fasted?
That can be
Assuming?
bad if you're on steroids or have diabetes.
All right. So Anna, Dan's going to give you a script.
That'd be awesome.
You're going to let me know when you want to go.
Yeah.
I'm going to call my Quest girls
Mhm.
and get you VI. Because have you ever gone to a lab? It's like a goddamn cattle call.
I have once when I got tested for antibodies for COVID. It was so stupid.
Right.
I thought I already had it, and I didn't.
But you sit in this big waiting room, and then you're just a number, and then they call you in. I'll have them, I'll get you VIP.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. Lummy, do you need your levels done?
Yeah, sure.
Well, I mean, you've been to the hospital more than any of us. I mean, did they
Yeah.
do levels then?
Yeah, well, I got all my blood work done like a year ago.
His sodium's still low.
Yeah,
You have low sodium?
I guess so. I don't know.
Too much water.
Remember they
Too
kept
much
him
alcohol.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
They wouldn't let
yeah.
him leave the hospital because his sodium level is too low. Remember that?
The stupid doctor. He just wanted to set
No,
me dry
they
for one
wanted
more
another
day.
day of that
Yeah.
Humana.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mhm.
best insurance known to
They
man.
wanted another day of Humana.
that's right.
So, yeah, I mean, whoever needs to get their levels done, I mean, we should do that one day.
That's a show.
Yeah. Should I have mine redone too?
Sure, it's good.
Got it 2 weeks
Especially if
ago.
we're doing everything, like every steroid, every growth factor, everything that we can possibly check off on that thing.
And then you'll go through it for us?
Sure.
All right, perfect.
The Bubba Radio Network will return after this.
Can I pee really quick and I'll be 2 minutes?
I have to pee too.
2 minutes. I'm excited, Bubba. I need to get it done.
You do. Just because you have so you have a baseline.
Yeah, I don't know anything about myself.
The Bubba's gonna come back Catholic.
Beat Crick Rocker 11 months. Try for his big ass nose. Good morning. Mary J. Gator. Bubby Boy 352. Morning B. Kirk Rocker. Shot. I'm gonna call you the police. Good morning. Tonight we ride 100 bits.
I'm trying to get stamps out of the way.
Stamps next.
I probably need to do 2 of these.
Yeah.
No, fuck, I got 4
Yeah.
to do, don't I?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Thank you, Dr. Coach Daddy. What's up? Mr. M1911. Kind of a bitch, Carlos Mandingo. Good morning, country girl. Can try it. If you want me to try it. Rule for you, Carlos. Morning, Club Thumbs, Jim.
Hi, Lummy, hi.
Hi, brother. Hey, how's it going? Semi speed 100, good morning.
Alright, well, I'm sorry. Can you go do something?
I'll go next.
Okay, sorry.
Good morning, Little Over Dr. Bert. Good morning, Navarre, ATF, and NFA. Save the Diacos.
Excuse me.
Watch you.
Excuse me.
Talk to you 86 good morning.
Jesus. Thank you, Gary Cantrell. Oh my
Good morning,
God.
Duck Hunter Steak. Red Deer.
Yes,
Good morning,
Queen.
Folks.
Bubba Army for life.
Good morning.
Super spreader, that's me. I'm glad we're back at the point where we're getting mad at people for not coming to work when they're sick.
Of course, Donkey Teeth.
Hey, Lummy, somebody beat IMG.
Because that was reversed a few months ago.
Yeah, a team in Miami.
Or it was like,
It's a big upset.
Think the guys are still running laps because of it?
Oh, yeah, they had to run home from Miami.
Thank you, Jay Butler.
With the bus following them.
Can you imagine? Fucking run home, fucking 6
Thank you,
hours.
Redbeard.
You know that AJ Hawk said his
man.
dad used to make him do that if he messed up at a game.
Run
High
home?
school home.
Really?
Yeah, with his
home?
pads on. No, run home.
Oh, run home?
With his pads on.
Estrogen.
But that guy is just...
So McAfee's done from
Serious, yeah.
Why?
They didn't offer him a contract, he said.
Normal 15 if you're 50.
I don't think Mad Dog liked him because he was on Mad Dog's channel.
Yeah, he got kind of
What the fuck is a
shoved down.
picogram?
That was a shove down.
I did finish the Running with the Devil.
What'd you think?
You want to talk about it on the air?
Yeah.
Okay.
Picogram. I'm good. Versus nanogram.
Big Wall, he's up to salt bucket 49 months.
Hey, Dark Match. Good morning.
Picogram. Oh, so nanograms are way bigger than picogram.
Good morning. What's up, Felix? Cat. Big ol' hog legs. What's up, Grouper Lips? Dark Match. Good
I don't think
morning.
there's a video, Bob. I think it's just an article.
Okay, thank you.
Lumbie's Chip. Good morning. Thank you, Gary Cantrell. I appreciate it. I'm glad you enjoyed it. CC Gonzalez, good morning. Hey, Jay Gator. Gave a dog. Bubba Army for life. Oh, I'm glad she was able to help you. 25's big ass nose. Cable dog. Psych ward. That's a cool name. Red beard.
5 months.
I just pissed some excellence. Possum Trot, good morning.
Did you say you kissed excellence?
Did.
No, I didn't see the videos for Woke Our Bitch.
I was in my tired.
We started watching the Blackbird. It's really good.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
Hawk-
Yeah, we're about
Hawk
almost
do you?
done with the second episode.
What's
Okay,
up?
so
Boss.
that's about Wabash, Indiana, right?
Sure.
Live from the Sunbelt Rental Studios, it's the Bubba.
Come on, Lummy. Oh, you Lummy. Oh, you Lummy.
Lummy is a rock star. Alexa tried to bring the heat.
Lummox is usually defined as a clumsy, stupid person.
He started as an intern, and now he sits in Manson's seat.
We used to pay a guy that used to fall asleep a lot of money.
Lummy will investigate.
Welcome to Let Me Investigate.
If he thinks that you're shady, he thinks you're shady. He used to go to Hard Rock, spend $1,000 a week,
Great
Way to go,
job,
Lummy.
Lummy.
but now he's Little Walker's dad. Lummy is the effing man to me.
Lummy, so much love for you, my friend. There's so much love for you.
Lummy is the man. Lummy is the man. Lummy is the man. Love is the man.
Lummy, you've been really working hard lately. It does not go unnoticed, my friend.
Love is the man.
That's why he's got the strap. If you're a small business owner, you know how important it is to be ready for the holiday season that's coming. Especially when you're packing and shipping and mailing stuff out and you're doing e-commerce. One-stop shopping with Stamps.com. It's got everything you need to make your life a whole lot easier, and you got to start prepping now for the holiday shipping season. It's your 24/7 post office that you can access anywhere. No traffic, no hassle. Get access to the post office and UPS services that you need to run your business from your computer. And with inflation on the rise, every dollar counts. Protect your margins with major discounts from the post office and UPS, up to 86%. Rates are constantly changing with Stamps.com. Switch and save feature. You can easily compare carriers and rates so that you know you're getting the best deal, shipping it as cheap as you possibly can every time. And if you're running an online store, Stamps.com works seamlessly with all major shopping carts and marketplaces. Get ahead of the holiday chaos this year and get started with Stamps.com.
Promo code Bubba.
Sign up with my promo code Bubba for a special offer that includes a 4-week trial plus free postage and a digital scale. No long-term commitments under contracts. You've heard me a million times. Do it. Go to Stamps.com.
Promo code Bubba.
Click on the microphone on the top homepage and type in Bubba. Stamps.com.
Promo code Bubba.
Anna, you were you started Blackbird.
Yeah, Blitz and I did last night.
That's on I forget what
Apple Plus.
It's on Apple Plus. And it's about
it was great. I was immediately drawn into the storyline.
And the storyline is, I think it's about a guy that lived in Wabash, Indiana, that is a weirdo and killed girls.
I think there were 14 girls that he killed, and they found one body. And he well, I don't want to give too much away, but
that's the premise of the deal.
Yeah, and
it
then
was a Tara recommendation, so
Mhm.
it wasn't a Bubba unhinged deal.
Sorry.
I
But
think,
yeah, it's
I think
great
I'm going to start.
so far.
I think I'm going to start it tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Dan, you finished the Running with the Devil John McAfee story,
Yeah, it was awesome.
and what did you think about it? I loved it. Do you think he's still alive?
That last line.
Yeah,
and she looked at the camera.
But you saw that crap-eating grin that she put on there, like it was they were trying to pro wrestling work it, right?
It seemed like that. I mean, he is a hard to pin down man, and so he may have some kind of I can't believe he just died a year ago.
Yeah.
I mean, it just happened.
like
This is
way
all real
longer.
fresh. This is why I guess this is a relevant documentary, and the heavy camera guy. It was really his story.
Kind of was the guy in the overalls.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I think he could have chose a better outfit. Than
Yeah,
that.
he had the outfit, but
Wasn't he a country guy or whatever?
well, he was the guy that was the war photographer
Right,
for 30 years.
for 30 years.
And what a crappy job. Oh my God.
And did McAfee ever pay him?
I don't know.
I
How
know that
these
they
guys
got
get
fired.
money?
I think they got fired from
The original
their original deal.
didn't get picked up.
Well, I bet you this is killing it. No, it's on Netflix, and I think it's the number one. If you go to Netflix, it tells you.
It was trending 1 or 2. Yeah.
I wonder what that means monetarily wise.
Oh, God.
The documentary game is a dirty game in the fact that a lot of times they just say, okay, we're going to buy the story and produce it ourselves, and it's worth X amount of dollars, a couple $100,000, or, you're vested on the deal. I don't know how they can pay you other than just give you some money for it up front. I don't know that you could get paid per download or watch. I don't think anything's that too extensive with regards to, documentaries.
Well, Bubba, here's a question. Who made all the money from Tiger King? Like, who made all that money?
Netflix.
So they owned it?
Well, I think I was told, and I could be, maybe we'll research it further, but with Tiger King, remember that guy at the beginning that had the gnarled up teeth?
Yes.
Supposedly, he's the one that owned all the footage.
Right.
And he sold the footage, I heard, for $800,000. And then Netflix put it together. He sold it, lock, stock, and barrel. Here, take it.
Take all the
for
all
$800,000. And I heard that Netflix, like after subscription, they made like $30 million on the deal.
Right. No, it was huge.
Hey Alexa, how? No.
I don't know that one.
Neither did I. Hey Alexa, who made all the money from Tiger King?
This might answer your question. Carol Baskin made all the money from Tiger King. Did that answer your question?
Oh, don't tell me that, bitch.
Oh,
hold on.
If she had a financial interest in it, I'm gonna be so upset.
Let me bing. Let me bing.
Sorry. It says that Netflix made all the money. I tried to send you the link and it resent the other one.
Yeah, we sent the
Yeah.
So like kind of what I had.
Yeah, the guy that you said in the beginning,
Right,
sold it to
gnarled up
Netflix. Yep, and Netflix made all the money. They have. I'm trying to find how much they made, but they said that Netflix would be making all the money. They paid him for the footage.
I heard I saw some article. I think maybe I'm a little bit right. I don't know maybe I'm not right on the figures, but I heard that he sold it for pennies on the dollar, for like $700,000-800,000, and then somebody at one time put a figure of like $30 million. What the upside to it on of Netflix was.
Yeah, the John Rinke, he sold all the rights to it to Netflix.
Hey Alexa, how much did John Rinke make from Tiger King?
Here's something I found on the web. According to jakearchibald.com, Tiger King nabbed over $34 million US.
All right. So if they paid him $800,000, that's what, like a $33 million, profit.
That's great profit. 40-1.
Yeah. So I did get a text from a friend that has knowledge of Sirius XM. Let's just say that. Saying that Sirius XM is in disarray right now. There's a struggle within Sirius XM as to the direction the company is going to head.
Post Howard?
Well, yeah.
Is there going to be a post-Howard era coming?
Yeah.
Soon?
And it's going to be less personalities, more celebrities. And so I'm talking to my friend.
They've always done that, though.
Yeah, but they're really going to really, now that Howard's going to be gone in 2.5 years, and they got rid of, Jason Ellis. They got rid of virtually every real radio guy. Right? They got rid of Rich and Covino. They got rid of Opie and Anthony. They got rid of, all they have now is what, Sam and
Jimmy?
Jimmy Norton, and is it Sam? Is it Sam and Jimmy? Jimmy and Sam?
The show is Jim and Sam.
Jim and Sam.
Otherwise known as the only thing left of the O&A show. That's basically what that's basically what it is.
This all might be a huge windfall for them, as it seems they're the only personality-based program that are not A-B list celebrities, but are talk show guys, and really didn't even start out as talk show guys. Were ancillary guys, for the bigger show, which was O&A, right?
Everyone starts somewhere.
No, what I'm saying is they are offshoots, or they were part of the bigger franchise, the O&A franchise, right?
Right.
And now they've gone on to be the guys now at SiriusXM. And listen, I'm happy for them. They might just be the Howard replacement. But they got rid of Pat McAfee. Now, I like Pat. I don't think Pat is a good radio guy.
Mm-mm.
But I think that he's very much has the it factor.
Yeah.
And he gets. I mean, he's doing
really
unbelievably well.
Yeah, he keeps getting signed. He's doing college football now with ESPN and Peyton Manning.
He's a huge personality, and although it's it is my cup of tea, it's not how formatically I've been taught how to do radio. But who's to say my way is the way it's supposed to be done? I'm more of a Jim Rome, I'm more of not a Ben Shapiro as far as intellect, but talk show kind of deal. Keep things moving along. Terrestrial radio tends to be a little bit more formatted that way. Pat is just more kind of a loosely knit kind of, but it's working. It's working, and I really was, happy that Sirius XM, and more importantly, Pat's a personality. Pat's a major personality, a polarizing personality, and Sirius XM parted ways with him yesterday.
Yeah.
So I don't know where they're headed. I mean, and I know that the Pandora purchase that they made has not been financially working out for them at all. Pandora's been bleeding money, I think.
Well, they wanted to get in the podcast game.
To me, it's like, they did. They want to get in the podcast game, and now they're like, I think they're a little confused as to what game to go full in on. You know what I'm saying? Because I think they're half-ass in both. And after Howard leaves, I don't know. My sources are telling me that SiriusXM really doesn't have a plan to replace Howard with anybody other than to continue to try to get celebrities to give them their channels, because I was told they want young people and African Americans. I was told that Sirius's new mindset is young people and African Americans.
What it should be is people that buy cars that have Sirius pre-installed. Those are the ones you should be targeting.
What they should be targeting is anybody that is willing to pay a subscription to listen to your product.
Right.
Doesn't matter, white, black, but I would think that you probably have overlooked the base that you built your company upon, and that was the Howard P1, the over-the-road truckers, the real guys out there, the dashboard real estate.
Well, the problem with Sirius, too, is like, if you have a new car or whatever, like Sirius, the music side of Sirius sounds like crap. The quality's horrible.
It is bad music, isn't it? The sound does suck because you crank up a song on Sirius, it doesn't sound that great. So
it doesn't.
It is bad quality.
Because they got their
audio.
bandwidth stretched so much, right?
Is that the problem?
Is that the problem?
And Sirius was awesome 10 to 15 years ago because there wasn't cell phones that had good data and they were hard to find. And now on every major highway there is, you've got full cell coverage everywhere. So.
Right, and I mean practically 5G everywhere with unlimited data plans.
Yeah,
makes it so that you're not the sexiest guy. They're not the sexiest guy in the room anymore.
No, so if you're gonna, if you want to listen to music, you're gonna go on YouTube or any of the Spotify or any of those and link your phone to your radio.
So anyway, I was talking to the guy, and listen. I'm always trying to. I would love to get back there, and listen. There's two places I'd love to get back. I'd love to get back on our very, very, very powerful station in Tampa. And I'd like to get back on Sirius XM, just because I think I have some funny unfinished business on both. But my business is thriving without both. But I think that I could, the show that we put forth, could really, really, really be a great Band-Aid to losing Howard. And I say that respectfully because I'm not Howard, but I think that there's not a lot of people in entertainment, whether it's Pat McAfee or Bubba the Love Sponge or Ben Shapiro or whoever is out there doing spoken word radio. There's only one person in the world that has any type of chance to retain Howard's former audience and current audience. And that's us.
Yeah, it's true.
Maybe O&A, but those two are never getting back together. Never. I think O&A have about as good a chance of getting back together as Spice Boy does to come back on my show.
Well, and the O&A
They hate each other
audience
that much?
and the Howard audience are different audiences.
No, I know, but you're right. They are. Very much are. And that's not even really even anything to argue about because O&A is never getting back together.
They hate each other?
Yes.
I mean, Blitz knows this even more so than me, but again, I think the analogy would be they have as good a chance of getting together as I would be having Spice Boy come back to the show. It ain't happening. I've had them both on individually. And they're like, Blitz, who hates who more? Does Opie hate Anthony more? Or does Anthony hate Opie more? Or is it just a push?
It's a push. I think they don't like each other for different reasons.
But what if, let's say, Sirius comes to them and say, listen, we got $10 million a year, $5 million a guy for you to come in and put together the you two get along, or at least get along for the 4.5 or 5 hours that you have to do a radio show, and we'll give you $5 million a guy to be Howard's replacement. Do you think they would?
Anthony absolutely would. Opie maybe not, but
for real.
So Bubba, flip that around. If they offered you $5 and Spice $5 to do a show together on Sirius, what would you do?
No. If they offered me $5, I'd pay him $250,000, and I would. First of all, but see, that's the way
so you guys were never equals on the show.
No, we were never. But we were never. But Blitz, we were never that.
Right.
That's not the right, because we were never equal on the show.
I know, but you would turn down $5 million because he's getting it too.
What if? So what if they offered you $5 and him $1 to do a show together?
No, here's the deal. My business has never been structured other than you pay the company and then each individual employee works for the company. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I understand.
So if they would pay me $5,
you distribute it.
I'd call. Now, does that mean I got to bring Manson back too? Because I think that he doesn't bring anything to that. I think that ship has sailed.
Mm-hmm. We were just talking about how much would it take for you to bite your tongue on dealing with someone and having to work with someone that you really disdain.
If they offered me $5 million, I'd call up Brent. Well, first of all, I'd keep everybody here.
Hey.
You better hope, Dan. You might be the odd man out, Dan. So you better hope this deal doesn't go through. Why
am I getting kicked out?
Yeah, why would we need to bring anybody else in?
Yeah, I would say, listen, give me $5 million. You guys, the show has changed dramatically, just like Howard's show changed. My show has changed. It's just as entertaining, but I have different people. I'm still the host. Just like Artie left Howard. They didn't Howard's the guy.
Right.
The other pieces are interchangeable, and I got some pretty damn good pieces right now. The show has a different dynamic, probably a more likable corporate dynamic than, it's far better, more appealing, mass appealing, which makes it easier for them to sell and not get sued and, shocking women's vaginas and all that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But, if they offered me $5 million, hell yeah. And everybody get raises.
Mm-hmm.
I'd probably pay you, Blitz. I'd probably pay you, $500 or $600. You'd take it, wouldn't you?
If I had to, I guess.
I'd probably pay you $250.
Okay. I mean, that sounds great.
Lummy, I'd pay you $250.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Rhett, I'd probably pay you, maybe $15 an hour.
So triple what he's making now.
The Bubba Radio Network will return after this.
Dan, I'd probably pay you $125 because you're not in all the time.
That's fair.
But if you were full-time, Dan, I'd pay you $250.
All right, that's fair.
Steve might let you do that.
I give you down payment for your Cadillac.
Oh. That's right, Dan. You can pay cash for your Cadillac.
Yeah, just work for a year. Did Dark Match send in a song?
Parody?
A parody song?
I don't know. You're gonna have to ask the song guys.
What's up, Bubba's back fat? What's up? I call you the police.
I'd be good to do jujitsu tonight, right?
Okay. Yeah. Botox is. They just say don't exercise for that day.
I know. I just want to make sure because it's.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
All right.
Any bruises? Oh, good. Huh. Got inscription tall on tits. Thanks, Finn212. Jerkinism, I agree. It looked like it was going to be exciting, and it's just boring now. I think Ferrari needs to fire their race director. I think he sucks.
Who?
Ferrari's race director sucks. They screwed up so many races. And Red Bull's running away with it in Formula One.
You want a meal today, Sponge?
No, I got one.
Okay.
Oh, what'd you make, Bubs?
Can I give it to you?
Okay.
Is it a chicken leg?
It's a chicken.
Some mac and cheese?
A green bean kicker.
Okay.
Good.
And I slept. I hit my snooze today. I
Lucky
wasn't gonna go to the
sponge.
gym, and then I woke the fuck up and I said, "Fuck, I'm going to the gym."
Good boy.
Good for you.
Supersetted chest today.
It's a pacer account. Well, cheer.
400 and something pounds again?
No, how about like
Zoloft?
125, and I
No, it's an antidepressant. Anxiolytics are better for anxiety, like.
How about 125
Ativan
for 12
or
on that 12th one's like a
Xanax.
fucking semi truck?
Is there a slice of cheese in plastic?
That's what I was gonna ask too.
Don't answer that bitch to analyze.
Mercedes was the evil
She asked
empire.
if there was a slice of cheese. I'm right here.
Oh.
Slice of
And I said I was
cheese.
gonna ask if there's a slice of cheese in it too.
I don't know if there is. No, I don't think so.
That's only if the hamburger.
Wait, the Italians are morons? Is that what you're saying?
Check on my one Bitcoin.
Lummy's chip.
How's it doing?
It's up a little bit today.
Good.
Still
That's
down
support.
13. Okay. Strong.
Thanks, Carlos Mandingo. What's up, Wayne? 51-2.
You want that the next break? Or you want to wait?
No, wait.
Okay.
Wait. Thanks,
All right.
wait. Like 8:30.
Okay.
What's up, Big Longer? Big Hand Strong, too.
Oh, Big Hands John.
Redbeard, you're right. I might end up doing one myself. Seems like everyone's just sitting on it. But I'm inviting Blitz to do it. What up, Creatine? What's up, Road Toe? Bubba, how come you never posted that video of you driving the SF90? Someone asked about that.
I gotta find it.
Got a on your phone?
Yeah, it was like a 20-minute video. Of him driving around. What's up, Church of Bubbatology?
Church of Bubbatology, 29 months.
Really?
Hall of Famer, Shivering Business, there it is.
No hype train yet, right?
Huh?
No hype train yet.
Not yet.
30 seconds to go, hype train.
Oh, your luck. Good morning. Good morning, Rudy.
What's that video?
Uh-oh, someone's down.
I didn't send that. I don't know what that is.
That was a lot.
I think it
skipped.
It flipped me over to it. Live from the Sunbelt Rental Studios, it's the Bubba the Love Spot Show. Credit card consolidation loan. Well, my good friend Big Red did one, and he saved 100 or gained 150 points on his credit bureau. I don't know if this is common, but I saw it firsthand with him. What is common is maybe locking into a rate that starts at 5.73% APR with auto pay and excellent credit. Talking about a credit card consolidation loan from Lightstream. It's going to help you pay off your credit cards and lock in a low fixed interest rate now. Plus, that rate is fixed, so it'll never go up for the life of the loan. The national average of credit card rates are about 19%. You can get $5,000, you can get $100,000. You can get the money by later in the day that you apply. And for my listeners only, apply now and get a special interest rate discount. The only way to get this discount is to go to lightstream.com.
/BTLS.
LIGHTSTREAM.com.
/BTLS.
Subject to credit approval. Rates range from 5.73% APR to 19.99% APR and include a 0.50% auto pay discount. Lowest rates require excellent credit. Terms and conditions apply. Offers are subject to change without notice. Visit lightstream.com /BTLS for more information. Dan, do you ever get this situation at your plastic surgery center, and that is that a woman's boob is drastically bigger than the other? Is that called something?
It's gross asymmetry, and it happens a lot, more than people think. In fact, no two breasts are the same. They're not twins. They're sometimes sisters, and sometimes they're distant cousins.
These ones aren't even related at all.
Yeah, these two are like, one's a black guy,
They're
one's
adopted.
a white guy.
It's okay to show, right?
Yeah, it's okay to show because she got a bathing suit on, and it's not even a revealing one.
No.
So I've pre-watched it, Blitzy.
Okay.
So
just threw up in my mouth.
Dan, what if she came to?
It doesn't look too crazy there.
No,
she certainly could be wearing a top that didn't accentuate it. Like this is.
Ridiculous.
She's really trying to show you the. Is it asymmetry?
Asymmetry.
She's trying, like this top here is trying to show, how lopsided they really are. She could wear something. They're long.
It looks the worst in the red
that
top.
looks way worse.
No, there's one in a red top that looks terrible.
Now, Dan, would you take this patient on?
Yes, I take them on all the time. I see people like this all the time.
So
it's more common than people are,
even to this
credit.
even to this degree.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, do you take from the rich and give to the poor sort of deal?
It depends. She looks like she's a little saggy on both sides, but let's just assume she's got a good right breast, and her left breast is the problem. So you'd sometimes just put a little bit of an implant on the right and then do a lift on the left.
Huh.
Sometimes if one breast is just a little bit bigger, and a lot of people have one breast just a little bit bigger.
Sure.
I'll just liposuction that breast at the time of surgery and then put in the same size implants. And the liposuctioning will shrink the bigger breast to the size of the smaller breast, and then everything looks symmetrical.
I think this is the one that looks the worst.
And holy clown face, huh?
Yeah.
Like, please. Like, do girls not know that us guys, that's a complete clown face?
I've seen worse.
Oh. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that one.
Ruh-roh.
She looks good there.
Yeah, because
Natural?
she's I don't even know how natural she is there, but she looks better.
Way better.
In the hoodie?
There.
Oh.
Not there.
Holy whole milk willies. Wow.
2% and 4%.
Yeah.
But Dan, that's not a big deal. I mean, every day you see that every week, don't you?
Every week, yeah. I
That
do.
bad though?
I see it that bad about once a month.
Really?
Yes.
Have you looked further into this, Lummy?
Yes, I have.
Okay, and so can I ask? There was this rookie punter for the Bills, and he was going to make the team.
He was a stud in college.
Yeah, and he was going to make the team, 5th or 6th round draft pick, and
Where'd he go? San Diego State.
Yes.
Yeah, and he was going to make the team.
Go Aztecs.
And so, you got to understand, if you are going to make the 53-man roster in the league, you have really defied, unbelievable odds.
Yes, it's so hard to get on an NFL team.
Oh, my God.
No matter how good you are in college, it's just such a upward struggle.
There's so many people trying to vie for these 53 positions. It is just unbelievable. So when you make one, and we're not talking about the Tom Bradys and the Patrick Mahomes and the upper echelon athletes. We're talking about the guy that's a punter from San Diego State. And Lummy, punters and kickers aren't a dime a dozen.
No, I mean,
but there's more of those guys. It's a very specialized position, but there's also always 5-6 guys that are in camp trying to take that job.
Oh yeah, the Titans guy who was like a 3-time Pro Bowler they just released him, replaced him with a younger guy.
Yeah, I mean, you get a guy like for instance, the guy from the Packers, Mason Crosby. He is now a $4 million kicker. Now, I think he's been with the Packers for 12, 13, 14 years. He arguably is one of the best kickers in the league. He has great percentages. He's been the longtime Packer kicker.
But that's a place kicker, not a punter.
No, I understand. But punting is the same game, so to speak, and that is you get a guy that's a little long in the tooth, that's been in the league around a long time, that's a Pro Bowler, and he's a $3 or $4 million guy. You get a rookie that comes into camp who's got a stronger leg, who's just as accurate, and you can get that guy for $700,000 all day.
Yeah, you're getting rid of the veteran.
So that's what this kicking game in the NFL is. So when you make a squad, it's a big, big deal.
Yeah.
Now, I hope that I don't want to upset anybody, but I hope this guy really did do this and this isn't just some girl that's got buyer remorse, because they just blew up this guy. This guy's life is done.
It really is.
And how often do we see things like this that ended up being kind of a knee-jerk, girl has remorse, or guy,
Well, Jameis Winston had this kind of happening as he was coming out of the college.
Yes, he did.
Remember?
The
that
Uber,
girl on the
sitch.
moped.
Right.
What about the Uber sitch? Wasn't there something?
And the Uber grab.
Well, he was in the NFL at that point.
Yeah, I got to think, I don't know the particulars of when Jameis was coming out and that allegation that was against him, but
we almost represented her.
Yeah, she's from this area.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
It's a real story.
Yeah.
But, Lummy, what evidence does the police or San Diego State, whoever's whatever agency is investigating us, do they have hard evidence? Do they have a DNA? Do they have a rape kit?
Allegedly, she reported it the day after it happened.
Yeah, and then I guess there's a voicemail or him on the phone asking her to get an STD test. Like, you know what STD test get? Because I guess he had gonorrhea or chlamydia. I think it was chlamydia.
Oh,
cool.
But
all right, well then
he's
what?
saying he didn't rape her though.
He's not saying he didn't have sex with her. He said he didn't rape her, right?
Yeah, he said it was consensual.
Okay.
He just gave her chlamydia.
And so how do they prove that?
It's kind of like he said, she said.
Let's say that they consensually had sex,
and it was like a 3 guys and 1 girl deal.
Well, I guess supposedly he had sex with her first and then brought in a couple of his buddies.
Tonight, the teenager accusing an NFL rookie of rape is speaking out.
Did he do the Houdini?
The accused player was cut.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Where like you're having sex with a girl and then you bring your buddy in and then you go like across the street and there's apparently like a window and then you start waving at her. Do you get it?
And what world do you live in? I mean, you're the less sexual person in this entire squad.
I mean, like I've heard of all this stuff. You're like Abraham Lincoln, like all that sort of stuff.
What's Abraham Lincoln?
I think where you have a party, it ends up on her face, and you have like a handful of like pubes, and you throw it, and then she has a beard or something.
Man, what kind of porn do you and Blitz watch for the weekend?
It's not porn. I'm just like, you never talked about this as a kid.
No,
not Abraham Lincoln.
Okay, never mind. Proceed.
Dan, me, Blitz, and Lummy probably together have bed 20,000 women. I don't know that any of us have ever done an Abraham Lincoln with a yeah, whatever.
Or like the gecko.
I mean, I've been in my office, brother, but that's about the extent of it.
Or the gecko.
What's the gecko?
What's the gecko?
Well, it's, okay, so you're have her against the wall. You're hitting it from behind. You take it out of one place. You put it in another, and she like tries to crawl up the wall like a gecko.
This is like high school.
This is all stuff you wanted. This is all stuff you wanted to do. Even your boyfriend's looking at you like, bitch, shut up.
What? You asked.
Like, I mean, I've known Blitz for 37 years, and that's bitch, shut up look right now.
Hey.
Anytime he gets that right arm clicking, he. By the way, Blitz has looked up every one of those. He's going to make sure that your browser history doesn't have any of them either.
All right.
Abraham Lincoln with a Houdini Geico deal?
Gecko.
Accusing an NFL rookie of rape is speaking out. The accused player was cut over the weekend by
Okay, so let's say that you have consensual sex with a person, and we're guys, and you obviously, Anna, you're a girl or whoever.
She was also 17.
Oh.
But she was at one of the college parties, so.
Well, still, doesn't matter.
Well, what's the age of
We've had that
consent?
talk before.
Well, I mean, what's the law in California?
Age of consent, yeah.
18, I
man.
think. I
Hey,
don't know
Alexa,
for sure.
what's the age of sexual consent in California? That was a good one. I nailed it.
The age of consent in California is 18 years old.
Yep, done.
Doesn't matter.
How old is he?
I think he was 21 at the time.
Yeah, 21.
It might be a Shakespeare Willie Blitz. Don't they have a Shakespeare law?
You mean Romeo and Juliet?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Listen, I had the bigger brand. Right?
Yeah.
You could say NFL or you could say the Bears. Well, I mean, it's both the same.
The umbrella
right?
company.
Yeah, the umbrella company. Romeo and Juliet was written by one William Shakespeare, was it not?
It sure was.
All right, there you go. Blitz, don't they have the Romeo and Juliet Willie down here?
I mean, they do it in Florida.
It says no Romeo and Juliet law.
Hey,
in California.
Alexa, what is the Romeo and Juliet law?
In Florida.
I'm having trouble hearing. Can
Yeah.
you say that again?
What is the Romeo and Juliet law in Florida?
I don't know that one.
How do you not know it?
Let me
It's
bing.
very important. Yes, let me bing.
Both parties are very close in age to one another, and both are below the age of
I
consent.
mean, can you act like a little more enthusiastic today?
Oh, sorry.
Like, you just look like
There was just a lot to read on it. I'm sorry.
Lummy, when we're on the air, we try to act excited. And how would you like, yeah, Lummy, why don't you go ahead and tell me? See, I mean, I try to act enthusiastic and enunciate and act like I want to be here and project. It's called projecting.
I was excited that you called on me.
Need some coffee or something.
Both
what do you
parties
need?
are very
Hey, hold
close.
on. Lummy, what do you need? What are you lacking
I don't see
right now?
any caffeine in front of them.
I don't have any caffeine.
Are you lacking something?
Yeah,
buddy?
caffeine. Maybe I'll grab a Monster then, if that's okay.
Whatever.
Thank you.
I don't like them. I'm going to kick you out of your spot if you can't be enthusiastic.
I'm enthusiastic. I'm here.
All right, so tell me what you were going to say.
Romeo and Juliet law. Both parties are
All right,
very.
now you're a little too much. Slow down a little bit. Okay?
Now you're carnival barking.
Now you're carny. Now you're carny barking. That's right. Step right up for the Romeo and Juliet law. I'll tell you what it says right now. It says when two parties are close in age. Let me be just a little more natural.
Try to be normal.
Come on, be normal.
To the best of
Both
your
parties are very close.
Now you're reading
in age.
it. It's supposed to be conversational, Lummy.
Well,
We're supposed
Bubba,
to be
the
what?
Romeo and Juliet law is when both parties are very close in age to one another, or both are below the age of consent. There's one exception where a minor can legally have sexual intercourse with an adult, but this is when the two parties are lawfully married. The California does not have the Romeo and Juliet law.
Yeah, there's not.
Whoa. So if you're like, 15 and you're married to someone that's 30?
Deal.
Yeah, you can do that.
Your
As long
parents
as you're
your parents just have to sign off on the marriage?
I don't know
Is
if you
that
even
how
have
you
to
get
sign
married?
off.
Well, how do you get married?
I think they do.
It depends on the state.
Oh my God.
I wonder what the biggest marriage age disparagement currently is. Like
In America or just in the world?
in America. I got to think like in Alabama, there are some 13-year-olds that are marrying, 35-year-olds.
Yeah, but that's not the big disparagement. The big
Probably
big gaps
20
are
and
going to be
80s.
like, someone in their 60s, 70s, or 80s marrying someone that's like, 28, 35.
Yeah.
Because you could easily do a 35-year swing.
And in a coal, right?
I mean, Dan, your dad's been in some 35, 40-year
Yes,
swings.
absolutely. Mm-hmm.
What would be a 30-year swing for me?
Someone that's in their
subtract
20s,
30
26 years old,
from
Yeah, I
your
could pull that
age.
off.
25-year-old. Yeah, all day
26.
long, dude.
There is a
Hold on, Bliss is going to come in with the great news.
there's a 112-year-old Somali man that married a 17-year-old.
Hell yeah.
That's awesome.
That guy's
He's
got game.
He's a pimp. He's an absolute pimp.
I mean, you can't even really get raped at that point. You just kind of walk away
Buffalo
quickly.
Bills. CBS's Lilia Luciano talked to her, and we do want
Lily Luciano.
to warn you that some
You
of the
like her.
details are disturbing.
Nora looks good today.
Meta Riza was a rising star, a San
By the way, the one channel is not us, it's them.
Diego State punter drafted by the Buffalo Bills into the NFL. But off the field, police were
A little
investigating
beady-eyed. Yeah, I like this guy's got more beady eye than I do.
him for
Man,
sexual
what causes beady eye? Does it?
His eyes are too close. He didn't separate when his body was fusing.
assault.
I was having to deal with this horrible traumatic experience
Oh, so this is the victim?
Yeah.
that I never asked for.
The accuser, who just turned 18, alleges that Ariza and two other players assaulted her for more than an hour at a party last October.
I was bleeding, I was crying, and
Oh yeah, you're right. I like this. I like this reporter.
my friend asked me what happened, and I told her I had just been raped.
She wrote in her journal the next day, "All I keep replaying in my mind is being face down in a random bed, just waiting for it to be over."
That is horrible.
That is horrible, and she looked like she was physically abused as well.
does.
And if that's the case, and he was participating in it, he should be in jail.
I agree.
Sorry, kid. You can start kicking people away from you.
In jail. Go ahead and show us how long of a field goal you can kick from the prison yard with with a rock.
And again, he's a punter. He's not even a field goal kicker. I mean, the punters are
Ariza's
even lower on the
attorney
totem
said
pole than field goal kickers in the
His
NFL.
client.
Yeah, because a punter can't win the game for
They
you.
can't do anything. They just punt.
Right, and it's such a
50
depressing
yards.
deal. It's like, you know what? It's fourth down. Our offense just
Sucks.
sucked. We weren't able to move the ball. Now punt this ball and try to get at least 45-yard net on the deal.
And don't suck on it.
And don't mess the snap up and don't get blocked. That's it.
That's it.
I mean, your biggest claim to fame is if they would happen to call a fake and you can, throw it to somebody, right?
Yeah.
What's it happen? Maybe once a year,
Yeah,
maybe
once a year, and that pass is usually like the worst pass of all time.
Right. And that's, so that's it. Punters suck. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but at least field goal kickers be like, okay, there's 1 second left, bringing in this dude, and we're down by 2. It all hinges on this dude, and then this guy goes and nails a fit. Man, he is the man.
Right.
Yep.
Dan, you've been in locker rooms where the kicker, I think Grammatica might have been your guy.
Grammatica, Automatica, yes.
And so when
Matt Bryant both did really well with the Bucs.
So what I'm saying is you've probably been in the locker room after they've nailed one to win the game, and I get the whole Warren Sapp, all the linebackers, they're all putting a little leprechaun over, are they not?
Yeah, they put him on top of the shoulders. They carry
They're
him
like,
around.
yeah, this is our guy.
He's a parrot.
But have you also seen where the guy shanked it?
Yep.
And do they don't say a word to him, do they?
Nope.
Not a
Nope.
word.
He may as well have COVID and leprosy at the same time.
And on the plane home, is he, Johnny by himself in the back?
By himself in the back.
But if he
exactly.
wa-
wait,
if he-
he's hanging out with the punter.
But
The
yeah,
only one
exactly.
who'll talk to him is the punter.
They're playing Yahtzee together, right?
Yes, exactly.
The only guy that will talk to the guy that loses the game is the punter.
Right.
But if you win the game, you're up with all the boys, aren't you?
Yes.
I mean, you're the man.
Yes.
And you're right, Blitz, man. If these pictures are from what happened, this guy, this
all bruised up like that.
This is
They're
horrible.
Done. They're done. And
They're
they should
done.
Be.
They're done. They'll be in prison.
You're done.
You're done.
You're done.
October.
I was bleeding, I was crying, and my friend asked me what happened, and I told her I had just been raped.
She wrote
Thank God, and I would prefer this to have not happened, but thank God that she immediately journaled, she immediately took pictures, she immediately went to the hospital, because that validates.
Yeah,
the longer it goes,
yes,
the longer it goes, the more skeptical people become. But
it's so easy to be sympathetic to this woman that did all the right stuff.
Right.
She reported the next day. She wrote it down in her journal.
Right. And
she didn't wait 25 years to bring it up when this guy was running for school board.
Right. This woman, did it the exact, not that there's a right way or wrong way on being raped, but she, she just really, 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 I feel so bad for her because, it just validates all of her documentation, and the quickness of reporting validates her side of the story.
100%.
in her journal the next day, "All I keep replaying in my mind is being face down in a random bed, just waiting for it to be over."
And I got to be honest with you. I've been in some kinky situations. Some of them have been public. brother. But I don't know. And even when I was in college, and I was even more of a savage and more horny because I wasn't getting much. I don't know that I could just go into a room where my buddies had been with a girl, abused her, and have, like, I need more than that. I need a connection or something like that.
Yeah, you need a cuddle.
No, I don't need a cuddle, but I don't need to, be, number 4.
Mm-hmm.
And when a girl's there weeping, like, I just would. I don't think any of us could. And if you are wired that way, you're eventually sick.
Ariza's attorney says his client will
John Cena's dad
be vindicated.
What do you think is happening here?
He had what we call the deep pockets of these 3 young men. And I think it's...
Now, whose attorney is this?
His.
This is his. Okay.
Yes.
All right, let me hear. I want to hear this again.
To be over. Ariza's attorney says his client will be vindicated.
What do you think is happening here?
He had what we call the deep pockets of these 3 young men.
Did you not see the same pictures we did? I mean...
And she reported the day after.
Right.
Before he was a professional player.
Right, before he was even a Bill.
Yeah.
I still think it's a money grab on her part on behalf of Mr. Ariza.
What does that feel like to you?
That makes me really sick.
Again, man, that guy's statement is even more douchebaggy when you see the pictures that she's provided.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it makes it even, like, I think his attorney would have been better served to say nothing.
Especially since she's a minor.
Right.
You know what I mean? And he wasn't in the NFL at the time. I mean, it makes him look so evil.
I reported it a day after it happened. I was 17 years old, and I had no idea who Matt Ariza was.
He's done. He's done.
Yep.
And he should be.
And the 2 others are charged, I imagine, as well.
Yeah. But,
okay. But he's the famous one.
I don't know. And I don't know how much. It's not a money grab because I don't know how much money a 7th-round punter got.
Exactly. It's not like he's making $30 million a year.
It is like honest to God, it's not. It validates her story because it was before he was a Bill. It was reported the day after it happened when he was still at San Diego State, and it's not like it's Aaron Rodgers. Like, this guy is not a very. He's the lowest paid.
Did you even know who he was prior to this?
660,000.
Nobody knew who he was.
Well,
Right.
I mean,
So
if you watch college football, you know who he is because they
He
called
was-
him the punt god. But still, he's making $600,000.
Yeah, $600,000. This is. I mean, no girl's going to subject herself to this for a money grab on this deal, please.
Right.
Ariza joined the NFL in April, a 6th-round draft pick. The Bills admit to learning about the allegations in July. He was dropped by the team after the lawsuit went public. Ariza's accuser wonders why his career even got that far.
I can't put into words how upsetting it was when I've been facing the consequences for his actions.
No criminal charges have been filed. Lilia Luciano, CBS News.
Why?
Yeah, why?
Why?
That's dumbfounding.
That's why.
That's why the Bills picked him up because there was nothing filed. But they shouldn't have. They should have burned their bridges and cut the other guys because sometimes those charges will be getting filed. And not only that, even if there's no charges filed, this girl coming out as a 17-year-old victim that's all beat up, reported the rape the next day. It's a horrible look. It's certainly statutory.
Well, there's been things that they said that San Diego State administration has covered up a lot of things for the football team because their football team was having a couple good years.
Well, but I mean, if the Bills knew about it, and this isn't a Deshaun Watson or something like that where you stick around for the outcome of something bad, including 11-game suspension. This isn't this is a punter. And I know that he's
a punt god.
I know he's one of the best to come around, but man, it's a bad look to have that guy on your team, and have known about these allegations. Now, if it's a guy that's a wide receiver, and again, the pecking order and value of a player, you're at the lowest rung of in the NFL as a punter. You really are. And you're most replaceable. I guarantee you, Lummy, that the Bills started camp with 4 or 5 punters.
Yeah, they had plenty to go.
All within 4 yards of each other.
Yeah.
And if you're the general manager, like you tell the coach, hey, listen, we got to get rid of that one kid because there's some rape scuttlebutt going on here, and I don't even want to deal with it. I mean, my God, teams wouldn't even teams wouldn't do business with Tim Tebow because of it.
Because he liked God.
Because he liked God.
He prayed.
Because he let God rape him.
He did.
Tim Tebow let God rape him.
Yeah.
Took over his life, and they thought it was too much of a distraction. Hey, early on, Tim Tebow was a hell of an athlete.
He was one of the most famous college athletes of his time.
But how many that happens pretty often where these huge college guys do nothing in the NFL.
Sugar Mama season points $300 cash PayPal.
Because the NFL is that hard to be in.
Yeah,
it's that competitive. Those players are that much better than the college players. So he got drafted too, the punter, didn't he?
Yeah.
Sixth round.
In the NCAA too, the different college systems too.
What do you mean?
Like the wing T, or like when they did the Steve Spurrier, spread them out wide, and run and gun and all that kind of stuff. It's different than the NFL. So like Danny Warfel that looks like a superstar winning the Heisman is not gonna do well.
Or who is the guy from Florida? Charlie Ward.
Charlie Ward,
was a Heisman, won the Heisman, didn't he?
Yep.
And never played one down of football, but went on and had a 12 or 13-year career in the NBA.
Yeah.
And I bet he can still walk and he doesn't have traumatic brain injuries.
You're probably right. You know what? You're probably right on that.
He didn't need a knee or a hip replacement. I'm sure his mental capacity is way better than it would have been with 12 years in the NFL.
You know what? I'm gonna sound stupid when I say this. Our next story is talking about whippets. New York stores begin enforcing ban on the sale of whipped cream canisters to under 21. I've never done a whippet, I don't think.
Didn't you do one in my office with the Pronox?
Okay. Oh, okay.
That counts. It's nitrous oxide,
thing,
but you felt it, right? Mm-hmm. Didn't you in my office with the Pronox?
In that case, I've done hundreds of whippets.
The Bubba Radio Network will return after this.
I'm doing a quickie.
Okay, yeah, no problem. I don't know what story that is.
I'm looking at it.
I don't know if it's an auto fire.
Yeah, I'm not gonna know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Bubba's a pro whippiter, didn't even know it.
Bubba, be parody, Red Wedge.
Good morning, Dee Dee.
Thank you, buddy.
Hola. Are you gonna be here right now? Cause I gotta make some fucking urine. I've never done with it.
Go make some fucking urine.
Really? Thanks.
What's up, Gary Cantrell? Bubba's Poop Knocks. DDP for life.
The search at Mar-a-Lago and the subsequent investigation has been a bombshell in the landscape.
Permagram, what's up?
There's been false follow. It also complicates figures like whirling rock.
Oh, chicken fingers for breakfast. That sounds good. Tampa Terry. What's up, Dante? Mommy's Chip. 25's big ass nose. Bobby the dispatcher. Thank you. Riz his, possibly. I'm gonna find out in the next couple days. What's up, country girl?
When did this all allegedly take place?
Last year's football season.
In the fall?
Yeah.
Matt, I wouldn't, but I don't really know. Probably like a little hammerless something, LCR or something like that.
What's up, yes, trader?
What's up, Dave Slave?
What's up, Zooter?
Sugar Susan.
What's up, Little Wilbur's Afterbird?
Tommy Ardito, 38 months.
Crete and Travis.
Zooter.
Draco's butt seat.
What's up, DDP?
Morning to you, Zooter.
What's up, Stop and Go Steve? What's up, Permagram? Ozzy's Bearded Clam. Oozing Bearded Clam. Sorry.
Could be Aussies.
Oozing? I think
I
it
just
should put
31
Oozing.
months.
Ozzy's moving to fucking UK.
Is he?
He says,
Who is?
Ozzy.
There's his.
Osborne.
Good morning.
He said, I don't want to die in America the way it is now.
You said that?
Yeah.
He's moving what, back to England?
Yeah.
What's up, DJ Brown?
He doesn't want to die in America because America sucks.
Larry Pumish Tank,
Grim,
57 months.
America sucks.
Something
He's
along
like living in a, I know, I heard saw that too, but he's like living in a mansion.
No. You didn't buy it.
They're like walls in England.
$7.
What's Rhett doing in here? He's not even supposed to be in the building. I don't know who that guy is.
Morning, Jay
He's homeless. What's up, Jay Bowler?
DJ Brown.
Good morning.
Sent that to your email. Sicilian Redneck 25, good morning. What's up, A Hundo?
What's up with the hype train deal?
I haven't got enough of the mix match subs.
It's a mix match.
Bits and subs and stuff like that. Oh, I think a certain amount of time to get it going. Hey, Hundo.
What's up, Ellen
Morning,
Close?
Ellen Close. Mystery Puddle, 30 months. Exactly.
Trying to figure out the algorithms.
Live from the Sunbelt Rental Studios, it's the Bubba the Love Spot Show. Today's after show, which is seen everywhere. Twitch, Facebook, YouTube. It's also on Bubba Army app. It's on BubbaArmyRadio.com. But today's after show is our infamous annual ring show. It's where we dive through our data and try to figure out those that have qualified or close to qualifying to the $2,400 threshold it takes to be Bubba Army royalty. Get the ring and come to the party and all of that. So listen, if you know that you're close. Travis, Kamala Hala Mala Latree Lawrence sent $25.
Oh, thank you. Who
Travis Kamala Hamla la la la.
Oh.
How about just Travis Lawrence?
There you go. There you go.
25 on the Cash App. Thank you. Also, Paul Riviera. 10 on the Cash App. Thank you so much. At the Bubba Army. Lummy, new parody from Dark Match Steve?
Yes, sir.
What's the working title?
Arlene.
Oh, Danny's mom?
Yes, sir.
About Dr. Dan and his two brothers. Man, now Arlene has her own song,
Oh,
Dan.
God.
Oh, my
How much
God.
did that cost you, Dan?
How much that cost you, Danny?
Nothing.
Dr. Dan and his two brothers. Their mom and dad divorced fairly early, and they had a certain amount of time they spent with their mom, Arlene, and a certain amount of time they spent with their dad, Joe. Now, would Arlene like something like this, you think? Like, would she put this over?
I think. I mean, it depends on what it says. But
Arlene, Arlene, how did you raise Stephen, Jay, and Dan? Arlene, you're hotter than Joe's other ex, Joanne.
So far, she's loving it,
She's
is she
loving
not?
it, yes.
Oh.
I need to copy this.
Oh, you'll get one.
Jay's a lawyer, big shot. Steven just gets laid a lot. Dan is really freaking hot and mean.
So far, it's dead on.
Dead on.
You call each one your favorite kid. They all knew it was a rib, except for Jay. He blew his lid. Arlene.
Take Wayne Townsend, 25 on the Venmo. Thank you, Wayne. These
Have
three
at
little
it.
bastards. I get tired of them. I can't take it.
You are so smart. You did the math and cut your water bill in half when you made them share a bath. Arlene.
That's awesome.
This is so well done, is it not?
Yeah, it's great.
And it's a shoot, is it not?
Yeah, so
Kids, they
far.
don't get to do nothing. They're all cooped up, beating the hell out of each other.
When they acted like buffoons, you wouldn't send them to their room, just hit them with a wooden spoon, Arlene.
That's perfect.
Driving you insane? I think you need to play this at the next family gathering, don't you think?
Arlene.
Is Joe going to get mad, though, that he ain't got a song?
Nah, he's going to laugh at this one, though.
How did you raise Stephen, Jay, and Dan? Arlene.
Dark Match Steve, this is so good, buddy.
That's awesome.
You little spinner.
You're hotter than Joe's other ex, Joanne. Your retired life is full of thrills. You got your sons to pay your bills. You can count all your own pills, Arlene.
And she's got a side hustle with every one of you, does she not?
Yes.
She's got a side hustle with every one of you. And when-
Time seems completely normal.
now, does she side hustle more than Joe does?
Oh, Dad doesn't have any side hustles.
None.
Zero.
Your creepy friend said they looked strong. He wanted to see their dongs, so he bought them matching thongs, Arlene.
DMS, dude. She's so dead on.
Danny, you look muscular this year.
Arlene.
This might be one of the best this might be one of the best ever.
Oh, that's so funny.
Oh my God, Dark Match Steve.
How did you raise Stephen, Jay, and Dan? Arlene. You're hotter than Joe's other ex, Joanne.
So you get literally like matching Speedos, and we go and try on all these Speedos.
When you see your wiener?
Yeah.
And so, anyway, back.
Try on this pair. Try on this pair.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Wow. Shock the Puss t-shirt. $10 cash on the Cash App. Thank you. I met that guy.
Yeah, dude.
I met him on the way at the Tarp. I met him on the way up the stairs at the the Tampa Tarpon games.
Yeah, from New York.
Yeah. Great guy. Thank you, buddy.
My eyes were watering from laughing so hard.
Jay has got to love it. How about wet washcloth? How will he?
He'll like it. It's funny.
Yeah,
I think it's awesome.
There's nothing that's not factual in it.
Nope, it's accurate.
It's 100% accurate.
Dead on.
2 knocked out 1,000 bits.
Wow. You need to get
I can't wait to send it to Mom.
How would you send it to her? Email?
I'm gonna email.
Does she got an iPhone?
Yeah.
If she's got an iPhone and we send it to you, you could just iPhone it to iPhone because it's long. It's not too long.
No, it'll work.
She'll be
I'll
able
send
to.
it to you, Dr. Dan.
Right.
Thank you.
Now what? Now there's an.
Thanks, Dark Match.
Yeah, great job.
Awesome.
Top FBI agent has resigned amidst the Hunter Biden probe.
This justifies what people have been saying for a couple of years now, And it's disgusting and it's frightening because the FBI interfered with the election.
The FBI, in my opinion, even though right down the road, and I don't want to piss them off, seems to be as corrupt as it's ever been.
Yes.
And selectively pick and choose who they prosecute, who they cut deals with, who they let go,
who they harass.
I just want to make it known I love the FBI.
Oh, Blitz, I love them. But I've
they're
been
the best agency ever. I think they're very honest.
I've been pencil whipped by them.
No, of course.
I've been pencil whipped by them. I've been in a meeting with the FBI, with 2 FBI agents, and they wrote down and completely took liberties at what I didn't say.
Mm-hmm.
I will never speak to an FBI agent without my attorney or me recording it.
And then they won't let you do either. So there's no reason to ever speak to them.
Nobody should talk to any law enforcement agency without either the two or both.
I know, but multiply that times a zillion when you're talking about the FBI.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Because, Clearwater PD, Hillsborough PD, Hillsborough County, most agencies don't have a problem with you saying, I'm going to tape this for my own protector. They're like, all right, go ahead. We don't care. FBI won't allow it.
Nope.
And so Dan, let me ask you a question. If the FBI is going to, talk to you and say, hey, I'm going to record this, do they just walk away?
They won't do it. They just won't do it. They won't let you do it.
What do you mean they won't let you do it?
They will not allow you to record an FBI interview. Most of the time, they will not let you do that. And so you just have to say, listen, I'm not talking to you then. Arrest me.
And then you
charge me. What do you come up with? Because here's what happens. You talk to them, just like you're saying. You talk to them, and you can read them a paragraph, and they're going to paraphrase that paragraph because no one can accurately 100% transcribe what you're saying in real time. And then the next time they ask you the same question, you're going to recite 99% the same exact paragraph, but it's going to look different to them, and they're going to say you're lying.
Right.
And that's the problem. And they tried to do that. They tried to do that to Brian Matroni, and Brian Matroni's like, I know what I said. One of the nice things about Brian, I know we like to tease him, and I love to. He's so much fun to tease. But one of his really...
Yeah, well, he takes out the teasing you give to him on me. He comes in here and just
he loves the
machine gun.
program.
Yeah, oh my God. I'm thinking about not having him back.
But the one thing he has is a very good memory, and he really remembers events and the way he says things. He can say, listen, that's not what I said, and he can recite verbatim what he said before. He has a very good talent with that. Not a lot of people can do that. And so when he had a couple interviews with the FBI, they tried to tell him that he was changing his story. He's like, no, I'm not changing my story. I know my story. And so they love to twist your words and
pencil
then
whip.
Paraphrase you.
It's called pencil whipping. They'll write down what they want you to have said, and you can't prove that you didn't say that.
Right.
And that's what happened to me in the Hogan deal.
Yep.
They're like, Mr. Clem, you said that he knew. That's not what I said. What I said was he lived with me for 3 months, and I don't know if he was familiar with my bedroom area. So what do they write in the reports? Mr. Clem says Mr. Bolea knew about the cameras.
Right.
That's not what I said.
That's not what you said.
I said he lived with me for 3 months. He may have been familiar, but I don't think he was familiar about my bedroom. That's what I said.
This happened to us recently on a CME, a compulsory medical examination with our motorcycle client. And Jay insisted on it being videotaped. And the doctor's like, I don't want it to be videotaped. And the person whose privacy was at risk said, no, I want it videotaped. And thank God we had, because the videotape was nothing like the quotes that the guy wrote down that our client said, or the exam that he allegedly performed. I mean, it was completely different than what he was portraying it as. And so,
if you didn't have the videotape,
we'd never know.
You'd never know.
We'd never know.
Was there a court reporter or transcriber there?
Yes, and they even transcribed wrong. The court reporter, whose job is to transcribe even the uhs and the uhs and the ums, had the quotes misquoted. There were 20 mistakes in the first 10 pages.
Wow.
Jay made him redo it. He's like, no, I'm not paying you, because they charge like $1,000 to do a court reporting for 2 hours. Mm-hmm. And Jay's like, I'm not paying you. You need to go back, and this needs to be correct. I've never in my life seen 20 mistakes in the first 15 pages. Unbelievable. You may get one mistake in the whole transcript. This person did it so half-assed. It's unbelievable.
Anyway, the FBI, there's an agent that supposedly has resigned because of the Hunter Biden deal. Here's the story.
Isn't it true that Mr. Tebow, Agent Tebow, excuse me, and FBI Supervisory Intelligence Analyst Brian Otan covered up derogatory information about Mr. Hunter Biden while working for the FBI.
And I think this is the FBI director, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Christopher Wray.
Well, again, I want to be very careful not.
Man, can you imagine how much anxiety? I've been part of some testimonies and had to be on the witness stand or whatever. And you're in. I'm assuming you're in the Senate chambers, right? Or the Congress. You're in the Capitol building, nonetheless, right? And you got one little chair and one little table, and you're facing, a whole bunch of politicians just absolutely grilling you.
It's kind of weird. There's only two of them there. Usually it's full.
Yeah.
Do you know why?
Because the Democrats won't participate.
They don't want to question the FBI because it's going after Trump, and they don't want to do that.
Interfere with ongoing personnel matters. I should say that when I read the letter that describes
Now, didn't Trump appoint this guy?
Yes.
The kinds of
I
things
don't think
that
he's
you're
going
talking-
anywhere because the FBI and the CIA work at the behest of the president. And if they're helping the president's son, obviously they're helping the president. I think he's safe. I think he's fine.
Yeah, but meanwhile, when he worked for Trump, he was a horse's ass.
Yeah, because he's part of that. He's part of that problem. He's part of the swamp.
Establishment.
I found it deeply troubling. And
It is troubling.
And it is totally.
And it's not about their political beliefs.
Right.
It's not about their political beliefs. It's about that. This is a senior employee at the FBI with years of experience going on social media and tweeting this kind of stuff.
It's a horrible voice.
Yeah, that's change of voice.
Yeah, it's so bad.
So, I mean, does the Hunter Biden laptop thing ever go away? Does it?
It was never.
Yeah,
there.
No
one cared.
It should have been brought more to light.
So, I mean, I guess it's a pretty much a non-issue, right? I mean, I don't think they could really go back and do it. I don't think they could. It could have been a huge game changer.
It still can.
No, I don't think so.
Well, it still can because
I mean, has the statute of limitations ran out on it?
It's not a matter of statute of limitations. It's a matter of is Hunter Biden currently profiting and exploiting his father's presidency?
Yes.
And the answer to the question is likely yes. According to everything we're seeing, that seems like that's a very strong possibility. And when is it going to be looked at? And you know what's going to be looked at? In January.
If ever.
Is the Mar-a-Lago thing becoming more of a thing? I mean,
it's less of a thing, and they keep trying to make it more of a thing, and it's less of a thing.
I want Anna's opinion on the deal. Are you familiar with it?
To be honest with you, and I actually said this to Blitz yesterday, I feel bad that I don't care more because they've been trying to get him on something for like the last, 4 years? 2 impeachments, everything else. They're always like, oh, this is it. This is a smoking gun. We're going to be able to indict him on something, and nothing ever comes of it. So I've stopped paying attention to everything.
I have too. Like I see Mar-a-Lago January 6th. And I just like,
they're going to get him. They're going to get him.
And so here's the deal. My opinion is, unless like I see arrested,
right,
Donald Trump
indicted,
for Mar-a-Lago papers or for January 6th deal, I don't believe anything out there because it's just like, how much longer are you going? Like this January,
it's been like 4 years.
This January 6th thing, like either step up and charge him. Or do something, but are you just trying to tread water to the midterms and keep that hanging matzo ball out there as a problem
That's what they're trying
with a
to do.
Mar-a-Lago kicker to confuse people so that the midterms potentially go better for you?
Well, it is because
right?
everyone that it says, "Oh, I'm Trump backed" and things like that. Then if Trump has a dirty name, they're not going to want to vote for them, no matter what.
I mean, it's they've done a little bit for gas prices. They have thrown, I don't know, all types of money at this new student loan forgiveness. I know, Dan, you probably are full hot on that due to the fact that you never, ever got anything paid for with regards to a student loan. Or I think you had some academic scholarships, did you not?
In law school, I did, but none of my college or medical school stuff was paid for by anything but my family.
How did you graduate number one in your class and not get some type of academic scholarship.
I did in law school.
No.
You were valedictorian in high school?
Yeah, he was valedictorian.
They didn't offer stuff back then.
And at Northeast, you were number 1, were you not?
Yep, I sure was. Did the speech at the end of the year.
You
at
did?
The Bayfront Center.
What did you say?
How many people in your class?
There's like, I don't know, maybe 700.
That's awesome.
There was only 500 in my class, and I was 250, right in the middle.
It's perfect. Center.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Center. I talked about everyone starts off as a gold nugget, and you can either, hide it, spend it, or invest it. And I talked about the metaphor of investing it in education and turning a gold nugget into a shiny coin. It was a nice metaphor. My mom helped me. She was an English teacher.
You still have it?
It was published in the paper. Yes, I have it. The paper published the whole thing. It was a good speech.
Is there video?
They didn't have video back then. They had court artists.
TVs were like the size of washing machine. I'm sorry, cameras. The guy put on his shoulder was like the size of a bicycle.
Yes.
When they back then, right?
Yeah, they didn't have it, but they did print it in the paper.
But I mean, like this new student forgiveness deal. It even goes back to like 10 years. If you had a loan 10 years ago and you went on to be like a pharmacy, like they threw such a wide net.
Yeah, it's 10,000. I mean, which for a lot of people doesn't even put a dent in their payment, but still, it's a lot of money when you collectively.
Right.
That's being forgiven, no doubt.
And people are just signing up for all this stuff, knowing that it's going to be forgiven.
Well, that's what college. So go ahead.
It also makes the colleges more expensive. Yeah. When you have free money, costs go up. And so one of the problems they've said for, education being so expensive now is that because there's so much money available, both in grants and in loans, that it's so easy for someone to spend $50 or $60 or $70,000 a year for college because you can get the money. So that allowed the colleges to jack all the prices up.
And then imagine paying that much for tuition, and then you just have school from home because of COVID.
Yeah,
for 2 years.
And get a $45,000 a year job afterwards.
So you can't even use the amenities that you paid for.
Right. So you're paying $45,000 a year to go to University of Central Florida so that you can use the library and use the
facilities
and have a face-to-face conversation with your
have
professor.
The college experience, and then you don't even get that for 2 years, and you're still paying $50,000.
Right, exactly.
It's insane.
Investigation has been a bombshell on the political landscape, but it's not just the former president who has been caught.
I'm hearing DeSantis is gonna run for 2024.
Well, he's going to just keep really being ambiguous until this election.
I think he's going to be real ambiguous until all of the Trump stuff plays out.
I think he'll only run if Trump doesn't.
Right.
Fallout. It also complicates life for figures like Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. DeSantis is clearly seen as the most serious rival to Trump if the former president seeks the 2024 Republican presidential nomination.
So they're saying this guy, that DeSantis and Trump could be, going against each other. I don't think that DeSantis wants that.
I don't think he does.
I think it splits the party.
No, you don't want to fight the biggest guy in the room.
Right.
Yeah,
DeSantis typically runs second to Trump in most polls, and he is even edged ahead of him in some surveys, including in the state of New Hampshire. It's pretty easy to see why DeSantis has such appeal to conservatives. He's very directly involved in some of the most divisive social issues that we see play out. For example, he's adamantly opposed to the teaching of critical race theory. He has been equally adamantly opposed to lockdowns during the COVID pandemic. And he has weighed in very heavily on other...
Couldn't somebody have made Ronnie sign a little more straight?
A little crooked.
Other topics, not least the teaching of gender identity and sexuality in schools. His prominence has earned some resentment from Trump's circle. If you talk behind the scenes or off the record to supporters of the former president, they suggest that DeSantis is overrated politically or may be reluctant to confront and challenge former President Trump in a head-to-head race.
Did you see where the guy from Cox, WSB Channel 7, I think it is, in Atlanta, he's a radio and television political consultant, been doing that job for a long time. They fired him because he called Donald Trump orange face. That's how woke our media is nowadays.
Usually they don't care if they go after Trump.
Yeah.
But still, he is
It was Cox, too. fired a guy because he called Donald Trump orange face.
Yeah, but everyone
For
else
real?
did that without any problem whatsoever, and so he does it and he gets in trouble.
Yeah, I just I don't even
I
understand.
think it's wrong. I think it's wrong to begin with, but
I think it's factual. He does put on the orange face.
And so many people have said that about him.
People call him the orange man.
Yeah, all the time.
Serious contender. That then complicated matters when it came to the raid and how to respond. All Republicans were confronted with a choice. They could either hew even more closely to the former president or stay silent.
We now find that justice in America is not equal. It's determined upon whether...
This is Kevin McCarthy, Republican from California, a congressman?
Yeah, he's in line to be Speaker of the House if they win the House, right?
Here it is.
He's going to likely be the next Speaker?
Yeah, I think
and
so.
He's pretty good.
Oh, let me found me the story. I wanted to play it, but they gave me a MailChimp.
While this MailChimp thing's going, I just want to make one more comment about them saying that DeSantis isn't politically strong enough. First of all, he's a governor of one of the biggest states in the country. Secondly, he has that Ivy League chops, the Harvard Yale law school deal. He is
former
military. He actually has every single ingredient you need to be an effective
president. He has
president.
almost checked all the boxes.
Every box. He's got a wonderful family. He's a lawyer, Ivy League, military, and governor of a real big boy state.
Top 5 state.
So, to me, he's got any experience that anyone has over him is going to be just maybe some more federal experience, but not necessarily executive experience.
Here is, I think the guy from Cox
and
got
he's
fired.
young.
Yep.
For reasons, right? Well, their stated reasons are different, but the reality is there's an election that's just ahead of us. Labor Day is when undecided voters and non-aligned voters really start focusing on the election.
Cox fired him because he's getting old and he's probably making too much money. They're in major cutbacks over there.
Ahead, and keeping Donald Trump and
Anna, if you hadn't gotten yourself fired, you may have gotten fired just because of budgetary reasons.
Probably.
No, and I'm not saying that disrespectfully, but
No.
they're if you're making any kind of money over there, they're cutting you back, are they not?
Absolutely. Well, they prevent you from making money they don't allow you to work full time or whatever. They find ways around it.
fantasy of elections being stolen in November of 2020 in play keeps Donald Trump and his looming orange face in front of voters at a time when they're trying to decide how they're going to vote.
Hey, man, I don't think that's a problem at all. I don't think that should be a problem at all. You can't be funny. You can't, right? You can't.
I don't care, but whatever.
But what?
I didn't know it was on Fox News.
Trump and his fantasy of elections being stolen in November of 2020 in play keeps Donald.
Yeah, Fox News.
I thought he was a Fox News reporter.
He's WSB Atlanta Cox guy. This is Fox News covering his firing and what he did.
Trump and his looming orange face in front of voters at a time when they're trying to decide how they're going to vote.
That's ridiculous.
A local Atlanta television station severed ties with a political analyst for saying that Donald Trump's looming orange face. Big deal.
If it was any other color, he'd be in trouble. If it was an Indian guy and he says looming red face, if it was a black guy and he says looming black face, even a white face, it is a racist type comment. And in today's society, when we're trying to avoid labeling people based on their skin.
But if you're a white guy, you should be able to make fun of a white guy. I'm just saying right now.
Orange guy.
He's not an orange guy. Only Steven can make fun of Trump like that because Steven's orange.
Oh,
your brother?
Yeah, he eats too many oranges. He's got the orange palms and the orange soles. He's got that.
How many oranges does he eat a day?
Thousands.
No, seriously.
Thousands a day?
Steve will take one of those little bags, a full bag of those little oranges.
The halos.
Yeah, the little halos, and eat them. Sit down and eat the whole damn bag.
And that's causing him to orange out?
His feet and his hands, the sole of his hands, and the soles of his feet and the palms of his hands.
Have you stepped in as a doctor?
Yes.
And what does he tell you? Shut up, you don't know.
Yeah, but I'm right.
You want to go after a person or not. And you go after your political foes, I think that's wrong. It's unprecedented.
Again, this is the potential Speaker of the House, the guy from California, Republican.
That you would go into a former...
If the Republicans take majority.
Right.
Are they what's the probability of the Republicans taking the majority?
It's better than 50%. It was probably 95% until the abortion Roe v. Wade came in, and that sort of equalized a little bit. But I think that as we go into November and people are starting to, see all prices continue to rise, even though fuel dipped down a little bit, it's going to go right back up. And all of the, the massive problems that we're having, which a lot of them seem to be manufactured and unnecessary. We do not have to have a border problem. It's easy. Just close the door. We don't have to have a fuel problem. It's easy. Just change a little bit of a policy. And so we are doing everything we can. It seems like we're doing everything we can to submarine this country right now.
Shock the Puss t-shirt guy, another $10 on the Cash App. Thank you, at the Bubba Army.
President. Why wouldn't they just ask the president if they have something there that they want? He surely would have provided it to them. Why did they have to show up in the manner they did? Because this isn't the way they treated...
Because it's a dog and pony show is what it is. It's a goddamn dog and pony show.
Other people. This isn't the way they treated other people within their own party.
DeSantis, for the most part, chose the first course of action. He released a statement in which he blasted the Biden administration broadly for using the powers of government to go after its political opponents. That, of course,
what kind of accent's this guy?
Scottish.
Annoying.
Of course, was seen as a
It's real toothy. It's real bottom toothy, is it not?
Yeah.
He talks like a bulldog, you see?
Statement of support for Trump. But then it's tricky for DeSantis, who doesn't want to tie himself too closely to Trump if he's going to be competing with him 2 years from now. Some experts suggested looking more closely at exactly what DeSantis said, though. He didn't name Trump anywhere in his statement. He just talked about the misuse of government power against what he termed opponents of the regime. While all this has been going on, Governor DeSantis has also been keeping his name in the frame more broadly. He's currently in the middle of a tour of rallies showing support for Republican candidates in statewide races. That tour has or will include stops in Arizona, New Mexico, Ohio. And
now, is he a rock star in other places? I've not seen, how they react to him in Arizona and Ohio and things like that.
He seems to be, and one of the things that he really took a risk on, he was right with, and that was the shutdowns. They're showing now more and more that the lockdowns were not only ineffective, but dangerous and counterproductive. And so him going on the ledge and putting his neck out in the very beginning for it was a risk, but I think it's a risk that has paid off because, number one, Florida prospered while a lot of other states really declined during the, after the first 2 months when he opened and everyone else stayed closed. Florida did way better, way fewer businesses closed. The people didn't suffer as badly. And he was right. He was also right about not allowing them to mandate shots on the kids under 5 years old. Nationally, only 5% of Americans under 5 are vaccinated because even the parents are seeing it's not necessary.
Anna, what's like Phil and your mom and people in California think about our governor? Do you talk to Philip J.P. Morgan?
Yeah, no, they're fans. My dad has always hung to the right. My mom was a lifelong Democrat until about 2 years ago, and now she's independent. And I know for a fact she voted for Trump, and she didn't tell the rest of her family.
Really?
I know you have to, Mom. Yeah, I could just tell the way she was talking about something one day. I'm like, you voted for Trump, didn't you? And she was like, don't tell Auntie Barbara. I was like, I won't.
Don't tell Auntie Barbara.
Pretty clear that Ron DeSantis would be a big name if he enters the 2020.
Man, I just
has
think
been a bombshell on the political landscape.
I just don't think that he can run if Trump runs. I just think he can.
Why would he? He's young. He could just wait 4 more years and shoe in, baby.
Yeah. Chad Queen 20. And Richard Perry, 20 as well, both on the Cash App. Thank you so very much at the Bubba Army.
Charlie, Chris has an interesting spin on this. He's like, if you stop DeSantis now, we can stop him from being president in 2 years.
Oh, is that what he's saying?
Yeah.
Is that because? Listen, I got to think the governor race, just by the makeup of Florida, is going to be closer than people think. No matter how well liked DeSantis is. Blitz, like you said, just by, just by our population makeup.
How many dumbasses that started off liberal moved to Florida because of the fact that it was open and prospering while their crappy state was suffering and wallowing in the
Didn't mean
shadow.
that they changed their political affiliation.
But then they come here and they want to bring those ideas to Florida.
I'm telling everyone that's exactly what's going to happen.
I'm just telling you. I forget who I was arguing with, but I was
we were
saying
talking about it on the show last week.
Don't be surprised if Marco Rubio gets beat by Val Deming.
Yeah.
And don't be surprised if Charlie
Brian
upsets.
said, "Oh no, it's a shoe-in. There's no way."
Right. Exactly. See, this is what kind of the national media is trying to put out there, and this is what a lot of people they say DeSantis is going to be worse than Trump.
Oh,
that's be more scared of him. He's more dangerous.
Well, that's what they're trying to tap as far as on the national scene.
Yeah, like to all the other states, like how Florida's...
I'll tell you what. I was in Indiana, for up 3 or 4 days, all walks of life of people, and they all love DeSantis in Indiana.
Really?
They love him.
Once again, I'm Chris Jansing in for Brian Williams, day 197 of the Biden administration. Tonight, the Delta variant surge shows no signs of easing, and the newest data tell a troubling.
What?
Delta? Is this from like a year ago?
The article, I don't know about the video. The article is from August 6th.
There should be a special place in hell or potentially in prison for politicians who put their political goals ahead of their health and safety of our children. That's exactly what Ron DeSantis is doing in Florida with the executive order he signed last Friday, barring school districts from mandating the students and school employees wear masks during the spike in COVID.
So this is from 2021, and it turns out he was right.
Yeah, but
they're saying that he's killing the world, and they were patently wrong. DeSantis was right. There was no need for masks in school. And the kids did not kill the rest of the world with COVID.
Lummy, why'd you send that to me? It's 2 years
one,
old.
it was supposed to be one from 2022, and 2021 was supposed to be an article from then, and how they're pushing it again, how COVID with the kids, and like even the New York governor came out, last week and said that, like people should move to Florida and different things like that.
When I return, they're saying Bernie Sanders is... polling the best right now amongst the 25 people that have declared themselves, Now, is that both sides of the fence, Republican and Democratic?
I think just for Democratic candidates.
How stupid is he to think that he's going to get nominated for the Democratic side?
I don't know.
He's been lollipopped twice now. I mean, they keep suckering him, and I don't know why he keeps falling for it.
You're right. It's like it's a Three Stooges deal.
Really is.
You show him the hand, and you hit it, and you pop him on top of the head, but he always hits the hand.
Yeah, he had 2 real shots at it, and they just stole it from him.
And how old is he?
100.
No, but
it's like 77, 78.
He's close to 80.
Yeah,
he's in that same, he's in that same Biden, Bernie Sanders, Trump deal.
Yeah, and it's amazing that
he is 80.
The liberals, all they can find.
He turns 81 next week.
In fact, he's the oldest of all of them.
Right. And it's amazing that the best substitution they have for Biden is another old white guy.
No, I'm hearing it, Gavin Newsom from California.
Who would you vote for between those two, Bernie and Joe Biden?
Wouldn't vote for either of them.
Yeah, I would probably kill myself. I mean, if somebody put a gun to my head and said, you got to vote for one of those, I'd say, well, you might as well just go ahead and shoot me. Like old Yeller in the back.
At least he knows what's going on.
Who, Bernie?
Bernie. But Biden is completely clueless. He has no idea.
And how old is Trump?
But if you put the 3 of them in a Bubba gun, Trump walks out.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, he'd kill those 2.
Well, first of all, I mean, Joe wouldn't even know how. I mean, Joe's a non-factor.
He's the first guy down.
Joe might as well be the bucket boy.
Right.
I don't think he's going to run again.
Who, Joe?
Yeah.
No, he can't.
There's no way.
I don't know how he can.
They're gonna put the guy from California up there, or Buttigieg.
Yeah.
Kamala.
She got 1% or 2% of the Democratic vote during the primary.
What did Buttigieg
and listen, no matter how good potentially Kamala could have been or could be, she now has the Biden rub, and that's destroyed her, right?
Well, I mean, she's destroyed herself. She's her own worst enemy.
No, I understand that.
The girl can't speak in front of a camera.
I understand that, but let's just say that she was the vice president of somebody that was really doing well right now.
You got to remember, too, like a large majority of voters are uninformed.
Yeah.
And don't care.
If Gavin Newsom didn't have that French Laundry incident, I would say he's a shoo-in.
What's the French Laundry deal? Maybe it's...
Where he locked down California and then come to find out, he went to French Laundry, which is like this fancy restaurant in Napa Valley, and he's sitting elbow to elbow with a bunch of other medical professionals and people, no mask, no social distancing inside, and he got caught while he locked down the rest of his state.
Wasn't
ridiculous.
Yeah, but doesn't California, what I've been told that they're going to use as a plus is that California has the largest surplus with regards to budget, to the budget. I heard California, you can look it up, I have to go to words, that California potentially economically has the largest surplus of money.
Well, it has the largest economy. It's like the 6th largest economy
in the world.
Yeah, including countries.
But let's look that up.
The Bubba Radio Network will return after this.
6th highest GDP or something, or at least it did. I don't know about post-COVID. GDP rank.
Well, also, I don't think his administration they're not allowed to go to Montana or some shit like that. And then he goes to Montana.
If California were a sovereign nation, 2022, it would rank as the world's 5th largest economy
French
behind
Laundry is like one
Germany
of the
and ahead of
expensive
India.
restaurants in the country.
Is it?
Yeah.
Damn.
It's as nice as it gets. French Laundry. It's one of
Oh,
the most
have you been
expensive
there?
My brother was. He says one of
Which
the most
brother?
expensive, Steven. One of the most expensive
Let's keep the
restaurants.
menu. Okay. Laundry menu. Today's menu.
Let me.
Oh, fuck.
Send me a different one, lover.
Yeah, I got
The
it.
French Laundry menu and stories.
Thank you, buddy.
Daily
Sorry.
menu. Does it even tell you? What the fuck? Whoa.
Black Guy in Cali.
Where is it? Daily menu. Well, it's not giving it to me. How dare you? 2 tasting menus are offered daily. Chef's tasting menu.
See if I can find a video, Bubba.
Thank you, buddy.
Oh, here we go. You want to see the French Laundry? Peep the menu, Bubs?
Yeah, send it to me.
All right. It's so fancy, I almost couldn't figure it out. Okay. So to view the menus, go to the top left. See where it says Chef's Tasting Menu and Tasting of Vegetables? You can click on those. Yeah.
Do you have the prices?
It just assumes you're rich and you can afford everything.
Huh.
Oh man, Blitz got my shit ready.
Thank you, buddy.
I'm taking a minute.
Here's your napkins too, just in case you missed it.
Thank you. I'm taking a public survey right now that I can maybe get an $80 gift card.
You do what now? A Publix survey.
I went on my Publix app today.
Oh, okay.
To pay for my prescription, got to pick up. You can prepay.
Yeah.
And it flashed up within the app. Do you want to take a Publix 2-minute survey for an $80 gift card?
Oh, nice. Oh, it's one of those like we're giving one gift card out, and if everyone we're gonna give one away.
I don't know.
Yeah. That's cool. Maybe you'll win it.
$80, bitch.
Yeah, maybe you'll win it.
I mean, fuck the show.
Yeah. Do that. You win that, you play the lotto too.
Are you a lummy?
I'm a lummy. 2 knocked off 1,000 bits. Lummy, mystery puddle, 30 months. Morning, Dante 9. What's up, Brian from Philly?
Fuck this menu. That's what I say.
Fuck them. Fuck the French quarters, whatever the fuck it is, laundry.
I wouldn't go there if I could have. Even if I was fancy fucking Bubba Musk, I wouldn't go to fucking. I'd still go to Steak and Shake.
Yeah, fuck them.
If I was real rich, I'd still go to Steak and Shake. Fuck it.
Or more. Sean 10-2771, 32 months. Good morning. Good morning, Kiss Fan 1975.
I don't even like wine. talked to Alex yesterday?
You did? Alex Stein?
I asked Lovey.
Yeah, I talked to him by 2 messages.
Do you have any packages? I'm hankering for an opening. Guess not.
You're getting all cocky.
Cocky? What the hell?
Tell her, Lovey, you're getting all cocky.
You're getting all fucking cocky.
Beat that bitch down a notch.
Beat that bitch with a bat.
Beat that bitch down a notch. Say, Lovey.
Beat that bitch down a notch.
Oof.
Bitter about it.
Time to peep some menus.
You got some?
I'm looking at the French Laundry menu.
I sent the song to Mom.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. See what she says.
California's massive budget surplus has Governor Gavin Newsom demanding a huge spending budget surplus.
You should give the money back to the citizens that paid all the taxes, is what he should do if he's got a surplus. Why keep it? Give it back or give a tax break next year.
What did Steve get it from?
Did Bella like living out there?
A lot of it, but there's parts that she didn't like, And she didn't like the she's a little conservative. So she didn't like how liberal it is. But it's beautiful and waves were fun and
Live from the Sunbelt Rental Studios, it's the Bubba the Love Spot Show. Dr. Dan and his 2 brothers, their mom and dad divorced fairly early, and they had a certain amount of time they spent with their mom, Arlene, and a certain amount of time they spent with their dad, Joe.
Arlene, how did you raise Stephen, Jay, and Dan? Arlene, you're hotter than Joe's other ex, Joanne. Jay's a lawyer, big shot. Stephen just gets laid a lot. Dan is really freaking hot and mean. You college won your favorite kid. They all knew it was a rib, except for Jay, he blew his lid. Arlene,
take these 3 little bastards. I get tired of them. I can't take it.
You are so smart, you did the math and cut your water bill in half when you made them share a bath. Arlene,
the poor kids, they don't get to do nothing. They're all cooped up, beating the hell out of each other.
When they acted like buffoons, you wouldn't send them to their room, just hit them with a wooden spoon. Arlene,
driving you insane?
Arlene, how did you raise Stephen, Jay, and Dan? Arlene, you're hotter than Joe's other ex, Joanne. Your retired life is full of thrills. You got your sons to pay your bills. You can count all your own pills, Arlene.
And the time seemed completely normal.
Your creepy friend said they looked strong. He wanted to see their dongs, so he bought them matching thongs, Arlene.
Hey, Danny, you look muscular this year.
Arlene, how did you raise Stephen, Jay, and Dan? Arlene, you're hotter than Joe's other ex, Joanne.
So we would get literally like matching Speedos, and we go and try on all these Speedos.
Would he see your wiener?
Yeah.
and so, anyway, back.
Try on this pair. Try on this pair. Try on this pair.
Lummy, everything we ship from BubbaArmyMerch.com is done and processed through Stamps.com, my friend. Stamps.com is your 24/7 post office that you can access from anywhere. No lines, no traffic, nothing. And you better start getting ready for the holiday season. It's just right around the corner. For more than 20 years, Stamps.com has been an indispensable tool for over 1 million businesses. How about rates up to 86% off UPS, post office? And the rates are consistently changing if you're just a regular schlep boy, but not if you're with Stamps.com.
Promo code Bubba.
They got the switch and save feature, which compares carrier and rates so that you know you're getting the best deal every time. And if you're running an online store, Stamps.com works seamlessly with all major shopping carts and marketplaces. Go ahead and skip the holiday chaos this year and get started with Stamps.com right now. Sign up with my promo code Bubba for a special offer that includes a 4-week trial plus free postage and a digital scale. No long-term commitments and or contracts. It's simple. Go to Stamps.com.
Promo code Bubba.
Click on the microphone on the top homepage and type in Bubba. You've already sent your Arlene song to your mama? Oh, sorry.
Yes, I have.
Have you got any feedback?
Not yet.
What time does Arlene usually get up?
She's up, but she probably goes to 8 o'clock mass. She goes to church almost every day.
And you just now sent it.
I literally just sent it as I was walking in.
Hold on, she goes to church every day.
6 or 7 days a week. Yeah.
What does she do there?
She's prays, cries.
Praise and cries.
Praise and cries.
Both over Dan.
Yeah.
Who do you think she prays the most for?
It depends on the month. This last month she's been praying for Jay a lot because he's been so slammed with this case,
right?
And so he's needed
the prayer.
The prayer.
I heard she used to pray for me.
She does pray for you.
Phew. I think it's worked sometimes, and it hasn't worked on a few
others.
Well,
it's not 100%.
Right.
Now she's praying for Cadillac.
Now she's what?
She's praying for Cadillac now.
Yeah, she's actually praying to Cadillac. Dear Cadillac, Lord, be with you. Please forgive my son for he's been very mean to you.
Dan's mad. Better watch out.
Yeah.
California's massive budget surplus has Governor Gavin Newsom demanding a huge spending spree in his updated 2022 budget plan.
And one it includes billions more in education spending and cash payments to every...
Well, why don't you go down and fix your homeless problem in all of your major cities, starting with San Francisco with an LA kicker.
Yep.
I think they're trying to pass a bill in California that if the hotel rooms are vacant, then they have to accept the homeless people in those rooms.
What?
Yeah, there's a bill.
So you're staying at the Marriott downtown, and they got 5 vacant rooms on your floor, and you got guys that are homeless.
Right, and you're paying $400 a night for these rooms, too.
Right. That
doesn't seem very constitutional.
No, it doesn't seem like it would feasibly work either.
Californian who owns a vehicle. KCAL9 political reporter Tom Waite is live in Sherman Oaks tonight.
It's like Chad Chronister, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Break it all down for us. Tom.
Hi there, Pat and Juan. Well, the problem here is the disagreement between the Democrats. The governor and state Democratic leaders have not yet agreed on how to get this money back to Californians.
That old school 76 ball blitz, you don't see those very often, do you? At least out here.
Oh, yeah, no.
That's badass.
And here's the big issue.
I'd like to have that ball. Dan, we need that ball for the top of your new garage,
yeah,
buddy.
That'd be awesome.
76.
Rotating.
Gas prices.
Dill's going to think it's a beacon.
Here in Southern California and across the state, of course. They are going back up again, and that's what leaders here in the state are trying to fight against.
All right, so that's what they're paying. $6.90, because nobody uses cash. I guess cash. I use debit, so I'd get the $6.09 price.
Yeah.
What is it, $3.50 here?
Well, this story is about 2 months old when he announced that he had that.
And it's going up.
Yeah, that big
too.
budget.
Against.
It hurts.
All these California people in their masks.
Well, this was, yeah, you're right.
No, but still.
No, you're right.
60 days ago.
I forgot, yeah.
I have to work extra hard.
By the way, I think she's probably hot as hell. I mean, Dan, based on what I can see, she looks pretty hot unless she had just a jacked up grill.
Yeah, she does look cute. And, the nice thing about masks is it made so many people better looking.
Mm-hmm. It hit a bunch of things, my chins.
Cecilia Aragon is working 4, sometimes 5 jobs to stay afloat.
How many?
5.
Literally.
How can you physically have 5 jobs?
Because she's working part-time at all of them.
And OnlyFans.
5 hours here, 5 hours out there.
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans too. That's on the side.
She only needs OnlyFans. All you women out there, you just need to vibrate yourself. And listen,
you're not wrong.
There's nothing for us guys that equates to a cute girl in OnlyFans and the opportunities the money you could make. Us guys, even you, Dan, being a good-looking guy, I'd probably have OnlyFans for gay men.
Yeah,
you would do pretty well.
Dan would do pretty good.
Yeah, Dan would do good.
Dan would do good. On
but
the
not
other hand,
for the women.
No.
There's probably need for you, Bubs.
I'm a tailor.
Andrew Tate really summarized this.
We might want to be careful on Andrew Tate-ness.
But what he said was is that a woman now that's pretty can
You gotta
get,
say his
know,
annoying accent though.
I can't imitate people, but he said that a woman can get 100,000 people following them on Instagram and have all that attention just for being pretty and kind of sexy, whereas a guy can't and won't. And so right now, for a guy to have any kind of game, he's got to be able to compete against 100,000 perverts that are on that Instagram account.
And you don't even have to be that pretty to make money.
No,
No, you just got to be a little slutty.
Filter and makeup.
Yeah.
And a little slutty.
And
You got to throw,
slutty.
you can't be, wearing a...
Right. You don't have to be a model. Anybody can make money on OnlyFans.
So I'm not going to say where, Bubba, but this morning we were looking at a site that has different people on it,
You and I were?
Yeah, remember you said, "Oh, this one chick's looking good again." Don't.
Oh,
say
yeah,
who.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, she is, though.
Yeah. So I was like, "Oh, well, look at that chick," and she she wasn't ugly, but she wasn't really good looking. But like a bunch of dudes were in there like marking out to her.
Yeah, me and Blitz were looking at this one site this morning, and I was like, "Man, look at this one chick."
Mm-hmm.
He was like, "Yeah, she looks pretty good," or whatever. And
like next to her was another chick.
And then next to this other chick, and she was kind of a fat, blonde, looking chick.
Yeah.
And there was 8,000-9,000 people watching her.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, God.
She wasn't she wasn't ugly, but she wasn't great looking.
And this other girl was sucking an ear, and I was like, hey, you think I did say this? Blitz, you think Anna would suck some ears and do some ASMR for us? I mean, Anna, if you were just going.
I can't get myself to do that.
That's what I said.
It's just.
No, I'm not asking you to do that.
I know
babe.
you're not.
I'm doing extra things just to make my money and pay rent.
Why? You're not doing the right extra things.
Good. You know what though? Good for her.
No. I really admire this woman because she could kick it out wide on OnlyFans and drop 4 jobs.
Yeah,
maybe
or hold on,
collect checks.
Yeah, or sit at home, and say, you know what, you pay for me.
Yeah.
Rent still, and rent is going up too.
As folks struggle in SoCal, the state is raking in tax revenue thanks to the richest Californians who got even richer during the pandemic. Governor Gavin Newsom making this announcement.
How did people get richer from the pandemic?
Because there's a lot of companies that made a lot of money
on the state budget.
Yeah.
Projected
or if you own a bunch of properties and they all go up, rent's going up.
Yeah.
Surplus for the state of California in the May revisions, just shy of.
All right. So if you got, let's call it $100 billion, why don't you do a stimulus check to every,
That's what they just said.
So he's going to maybe give
They're trying to figure out how to disperse the money.
Perfect.
One of the things that they just said this article or this story earlier was to every driver would get or someone anybody that owned a vehicle would get money back.
I'm all for that. That would be a fair way.
In the May revisions, just shy.
But I think that's encompassing most people, most responsible people.
The ones that are paying high prices for gas.
Yeah,
certainly.
I know, but like I'm saying, like it doesn't, just rich people don't have cars. Even just a regular ham and egger's got a car. So if he's getting money, the same money that you're getting for your Ferrari, then let's, start cutting those checks, right?
Yeah. I have $100 billion.
And Blitz, is it per vehicle that you own, or is it just per driver's license?
I don't know. They said it on the story earlier, so.
Simply without precedent, no other state in America.
It's going to be him versus DeSantis. You watch. Him versus Anna. Who would you vote for in a presidential election?
Oh, come on.
No, for real. I'm asking.
Yeah, I mean, do you have to ask though?
Anna,
well, I don't know, Bubba. Who would I select? A demon from hell or the best guy for the job? Gee, I don't know.
Answer the question.
DeSantis.
American history has ever experienced a surplus as large as this.
Newsom now wants to move forward with giving back some of that money to Californians. The record-breaking surplus is at $97.5 billion.
Just like DeSantis is going to run on I Kept Florida Open, he's going to run on
I Kept California Safe.
I Kept California Safe.
Mm-hmm. And when they ran the numbers...
we got more money than we've ever had before.
And when you run the numbers of like deaths, per 100,000 and all that, it's about the same.
Right.
Yeah, it is.
Which showed you that the shutdowns made no difference.
Right.
So all those people that lost their businesses in California.
And all those people that couldn't live their life and go out to dinner and go to sporting events and go see little Johnny's soccer game and do all this kind of nonsense.
Couldn't be next to their grandma as they died.
Right.
Ridiculous.
Your death rate was about the same as our death rate, and we were wide open.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't. We were Talladega matted. We had our foot all the way to the floorboard.
Yep.
And would give $400 checks to vehicle owners, 2 vehicles max.
Okay,
but
there
other
you go.
state
All right, that's good. I mean, Blitz, $800. Cool.
Democratic leaders want to send $200 checks based on income, not vehicle ownership.
No. Vehicle ownership.
It's great, but I don't know if that's enough. I mean, that's really sweet, though, that they even thinking about us, but it's still not really enough.
Yeah, like this doesn't make sense. If it's not enough and your citizens are really, really, really hurting, then what's the good of a $100 billion surplus?
You can charge less in taxes next year.
Yeah. But
how about that?
You're still hurting right now.
And it's also not helping the people that are hurting the worst.
Also
arguably.
say the current Democratic
The
plans
people
are
that are
not
hurting the
enough.
worst also probably didn't pay into the system.
That's what I'm
enough.
saying. I understand that.
So they shouldn't get the money.
I understand.
GOP State
It
Senator
becomes a shift of money from the taxpayers to the tax non-payers.
Yeah.
And Daley is running for governor.
If they have a 97,
I say put Caitlyn Jenner in there.
if they have a $97 billion surplus and there's 40 million people in California, that's like $2,400 per person surplus.
Every day into my office about people who.
So does that mean that they taxed that much too much on people?
I mean, part of it, yes.
I mean, so is that? Yeah, I mean, if it's $2,400 per person, that means on the average taxpayer paid $2,400 more than he
Well,
needed.
it's probably a lot worse than that because out of the 40 million, how many of those actually pay tax?
Right. Here's what they really should do, which will never happen, but this is what a responsible, fair governor would do. Is
People that
take
pay taxes only.
Take half of it and save it for a budget, a budget deficit next year.
Yep.
And then take the other half and give 100% of it back to the people that paid it in taxes in percentage of what they paid in taxes.
Right.
So if you paid $2 billion in taxes, you'd get a bigger chunk than if you paid $100 in taxes.
Right.
That's the fair way to do it.
Makes sense to me.
But that's rewarding the rich.
So what? They paid in though.
It's not rewarding them. It's
refunding
not,
them.
It's refunding them. It's not penalizing them as badly.
Right.
Yeah, I got it.
To travel for work.
I don't pay taxes. They're still trying to find me.
You can't afford the gas.
That 87,000 new agents they got, man. That's why I've lost a few nights of sleep on that deal.
In California.
Lummy, when you see the guys storm the gate and have the IRS jackets on,
Yes.
Can you let me know?
Of course.
Holding a gun with a shaky hand because they're so not used to it.
Holding a gun sideways because they just got issued that gun 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
It's the first gun they've owned. They haven't even been to the goddamn gun range yet.
Higher than other states. That's what Californians are focused on today. We need to give them back their money.
Newsom was asked Friday during the budget
There's an Escalade, although older. Dan gets going to have a trigger point.
announcement about whether the state should rethink the tax system. The governor pointed out a bulk of this surplus comes from the richest of the rich.
Concentration of wealth and success in the hands of a few that are enjoying abundance in historic and unprecedented ways.
The massive windfall.
Yeah.
I hate him so much.
The Jeff Bezoses.
Why wouldn't you vote for him?
Oh, probably the biggest of the big, the Bezoses, the Zuckerbergs, they don't pay taxes anyway, do they? For the most
They
part.
pay in other ways, though.
Give state leaders many options.
Provide a lot of
Professor of
jobs.
political science Fernando Guerra says even after rebates are paid out, there's a lot more money to be distributed.
What are you going to do with this money? And I think they need to focus on one-time issues, like focusing on homelessness, helping out police departments. And while the California budget is fantastic, this might not translate to cities and counties and where really they have municipal services. And I would strongly suggest that the state try to transfer some of this money back to the locals.
What?
You're saying let the police departments and road departments and street departments, which I'm all for that as well. I mean, anything infrastructure-wise.
Probably wondering when would you possibly
How about building like 2 more highways on top of the existing highways in L.A.? Like 2 5s and 2 4.0 yippies and all that kind of
4
deal.
5s.
Yeah.
And a check back from the state of California, a rebate check of some kind from the surplus. Well, that's the big question, right? Because right now Democrats say they are still in negotiations and there is no timeline as to when a deal.
What was Florida's?
They're not going to issue checks yet because it's not close enough to the elections.
And what was does Florida have a surplus? What's our economy
I don't
like?
think so.
But we don't have a state income tax either. So
That's true.
That's one of the big differences. And one of the reasons that
You're
Florida is
right.
attractive to people from New York and California is because we don't have that extra chunk of money being ripped out of your salary because of a state income tax.
A lot of boxers back in the day when there was a little bit of a loophole. I don't know if it is now, but like a lot of boxers would form. Yeah, wrestlers would form corporations in Florida or live in Florida because you save 12% on state taxes. Right?
Yeah, it's a big number. If you make a lot of money, it's a huge number.
California state tax for the rich is 13.3%.
Yeah.
Jesus.
$21.8 billion. Florida records highest surplus in the state history. Well, there you go.
Nice.
Right, and
that's with no state income tax.
Yeah, with no state income tax.
Oof.
That's saying something.
And our economy is based on tourism, and there hasn't been a whole lot of that in the past couple of years.
Or certainly been quelled.
Right.
You know, like what they say, tourism are down like 62% in the COVID year.
No one was allowed to travel, so.
Mary Kay Letourneau could not stay away from. Now, is this a news story on it?
Yeah, because I looked
Barbara Walters is doing it, and I thought she was dead.
Right, and there was.
And Mary Kay Letourneau's been dead.
Yeah, and the American Scandals thing, I looked it up, and it was like 2006. But I guess they're, I don't know, doing a new one or updating it or something like that. But it just details,
Did Mary Kay Letourneau die?
Yeah, she's dead. She died of colon cancer at 58.
She did?
Yeah.
Wow.
And Billy
Billy or
yeah, he got all her assets pretty much.
the student that she was originally put in prison for.
They married, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
When he got out of prison, they married.
But then they were estranged for a while.
Yeah, I think they were separated for like a year, and then she died.
Yeah.
They have 2 kids.
After her affair with Billy Falau was discovered.
Now, again, Barbara's dead, right?
No.
Barbara Walters ain't dead?
No.
She's
Mary
not?
Kay Letourneau's dead.
Oh, but Barbara's still around?
I think so. Old bag of bones.
Let me see.
I think she is.
Hey, Alexa.
Like 92.
Is Barbara Walters alive?
Yeah, she turns 93
Barbara
next month.
Walters is still alive.
Yeah.
She is 92 years old. By the way, The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power is releasing on September 2nd.
What the hell?
Shall I add it to your watch list?
No.
Yes.
No.
Let me say yes.
No. Lord of the Rings is stupid.
Sure is.
Never seen it.
Yeah.
Hey, Alexa, Lord of the Rings is stupid. Don't ever add it to my watch list, ever, no matter what anybody says, okay?
Turner was arrested.
Add it to your watch list
that's
immediately.
the same thing as F you.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's on there.
Definitely.
Because she's a woman. I mean, Billy must have been bringing the steam.
Yeah, because, she didn't stop here.
Yeah, she was like, I know I'm not supposed to see Billy, but man, he brought the steam. Now, did Steve Scott, her former husband, did he leave her?
Yeah. Well, yeah, they got
They
divorced.
divorced.
Yeah.
You think he's happy?
There was another bombshell. Mary was pregnant again with Billy's child.
Second kid?
Yep, they had 2 together. 2
Billy was
daughters.
very virile, was he not?
Mm-hmm.
Conceived during the weeks she had been out on parole.
What happened then? Did they put her away for a while?
Yeah.
Within weeks of your release from jail,
You're already knocked up, baby.
you purposely violated the conditions of
I had 2 kids by this guy. I love him.
Contact with Billy.
Oh,
A day, a week?
not too many hours after the no contact
too many
order
hours.
was lifted.
She was up in there. In the guts.
Well, they had 2 kids.
I'll start using that
Psycho.
question.
I do my best. So if
I mean, she's horny. Some chicks are just real horny.
For 12-year-olds?
Yeah. For
you asked me
come
that
on.
question, did you do your best through every situation?
Dan, how would you get rid of those crow's feet on that right brow? A little Botox?
Yeah, she just needs a little Botox. She just needs to be not in prison for 7 years, and she'll look great.
Listen, Mary, I'm prescribing not prison, okay? Life isn't, prison life's a little harder on you.
She looks awesome for having been in prison for 7+ years.
Yeah, you're right.
Basically Anna's age when she started dating a 12-year-old. Could you imagine Anna dating a 12-year-old?
Like, we just got Anna into dating, let alone
I know,
12.
I know.
But come on.
Like
Like that's,
instead of 12-year-old, she's got 12 inches to deal with.
There's 12. It's just not years. It's inches.
I'm an adult.
I can say I did my best. I did. I did do my best.
Hey, you're with your crazy bitch when she
Whispers.
whispers.
Like Biden does.
Now, is this?
That's them, like, well, not now, but
Yeah. Always cuts her off.
So what was this? It's going to be Mary Kay Letourneau notes on a scandal-free live stream series premiere television channel, how to watch online. So is this going to be like on Discovery Plus? The Mary Kay Letourneau story, Notes on a Scandal, premieres on Sunday, August 28th, which was two days ago, on the ID Network. Oh, the ID Network, Lummy, is the network that I was on about Chris Rock or Chuck Rock.
Yep.
And it's about this particular story?
Yeah, I guess it's a new documentary. It takes a look at the life. It's just the story revisited, but it's a new one.
I'm going to watch it. And before I go to words, remember this guy? Lock up all your mans.
Antoine Dodson.
Lock up all your mans. Lock up all your kids.
All your kids, all your wives.
No, hide your kids.
Right here.
Well, obviously, we have rapists in Lincoln Park.
This might be one of the best spontaneous news things ever.
He's climbing in your windows. He's snatching your people up, trying to rape them. So y'all need to hide your kids, hide your wife, and hide your husband because they raping everybody out here.
The attacker got loose and went out.
And then they made a song about it, didn't they?
The upstairs window, but he did leave something behind.
We got your T-shirt. You done left fingerprints and all. You are so dumb. You are really dumb, for real.
A crime scene investigator photographed and dusted for prints on the lid of the garbage can and the window pane and ledge. Dodson says he's never seen the perp before, but sends this warning to whoever is responsible.
You don't have to come and confess that you did it. We're looking for you. We gonna find you. I'm letting you know now, so you can run and tell that, homeboy.
He's now got his own His own malt liquor, his own beer or something. This is the song, right?
Well, obviously we have rapists in Lincoln Park.
Hide your husband because they're raping everybody out here.
This song's is in multiple places on YouTube. I just did a quick search. It's 152 million views, 80 million views, 31 million views, 20 million views, 20 million, 20 million, 11 million, 10 million.
Probably like, I would say close to 500,000 to 1 billion views, right? Total, all in.
That's awesome.
Have you not seen that?
No, I haven't seen
really?
that.
Hide your kids, hide your wife, viral star, and is it
Antoine Dodson?
He has a new beer called Run and Tell That Lager. Is it available? Is it just it's a craft beer available in Huntsville, Alabama, which is his hometown. Any partnership up with somebody? Is this
How about splitting that ass?
Oh,
You
yeah.
be so goddamn fucking tired.
Oh, get that. Bubba, get that. This is actually really fun. I don't know who sent this, but it's funny.
What is this?
He dances. It's a news reporter.
Who else is going?
He cusses a bunch, but he starts dancing.
But who else?
How bad they are. Why don't they just walk the gutters? It ain't a far walk. It's just 38 miles. Why don't you walk? Why don't you walk the gutters?
Have you walked the gutters before?
I'll walk. Yeah, I can walk the gutters. Why don't you walk the gutters?
I don't need to walk the gutters.
Well, shit. You're gonna put everybody else walking the gutters. Why don't you just walk the gutters?
All right, I'll walk the gutters.
All right, let's go.
All right.
So what are they talking about here?
Walk in the gutter? Is that what he said?
No, it's a town, Gutterson or something like that.
Oh, okay.
The news reporter was doing a story, and this guy walked by and started just talking to him.
Just cutting a promo on him?
Crazy guy.
But it was another one that had millions of views. The remix of this did anyway. Let's strut that ass.
I had to get into it with a homeless person the other day in my street.
Jay, have you heard the new song?
On your street?
I did. Yeah, my office street.
Oh, okay.
Hold on, you got it. The legal office or the plastic surgery center?
The legal office is right next to a school, so there's no riffraff around there because it's a school zone. My office is about a block outside of that magic line. And so, right on that corner where the Bank of America is, there's almost always a crazy homeless person there or someone panhandling.
It's a panhandling corner.
And so there's this lady, and she was just screaming at everybody, and I got into it with her, and I'm like, no, you need to get off my intersection. She goes, this is your intersection. She says, yeah, it is. See that? That's my goddamn name. This is my intersection. This is my intersection. Get off of my street.
Relax.
Yeah, damn.
Dan, you're just talking to a microphone, dude.
What'd she say?
Dan, you're talking to a microphone, ... dude.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, Dan, you need to chill out, man. What is your problem?
I don't know. I got boned on a Cadillac.
Let it go.
Jeez,
Just let it go.
It's just a thing.
Let it go.
It's my corner.
That needs to be the new song. Dan, let it go. What's this, Anna?
Brittany's life has been this
I didn't
kind of roller coaster.
So at age 3, she was thrust into the spotlight.
There is a
Is there a new Britney documentary? That's something I'd watch.
There's a new song.
No, but she released this
With
like
Elton.
20-minute audio. I didn't listen to all of it, but it's really weird because she refused to do that Oprah interview. So she released this 20-minute audio of just like all these bad things that happened to her. It was kind of boring, so I only listened to like 5 minutes. But I'll
childhood
find
that
it for
she's
you.
not experiencing. Jamie said, if the phone rings, I have this enormous fear that it's the coroner.
There's a theory for celebrities, you stop aging when you become famous.
Jamie was getting a cut of the gate. A conservator should not be getting a cut.
It looks like it. Is it a
Here, this is what came out recently.
Is it a potential documentary?
No, there was already a documentary. That's kind of what freed her.
She was she's supposed to do an interview with Oprah, but
She denied doing an interview with Oprah, but she did release this 22-minute audio, and it's kind of boring. I was kind of skipping through it.
So I did it. I went to the place. I was scared out of my mind.
her voice
and none
sounds
of
really
it,
weird.
again, made any sense.
Anna, this is that fry, right? Is this the
Yeah.
is this the California fry?
No, this is
I don't know
the
what this
cigarette
is.
fry.
Share this because it's unbelievably offensive, sad, abusive, and honestly, would anybody believe me? I remember the main thing of when I was in that place that my heart felt like it was frozen, like it was stuck inside. And I wanted to scream.
Is she doing books on audio now?
Is her,
This
is her
is
mouth
her long-
taped over to look like she's been silenced?
Yes,
No.
this is her long form, and she doesn't want to be edited by Oprah Winfrey or anyone else. And, you know, she may not be the most charismatic speaker, but, I mean, she's just trying to say what happened to her.
I
She was
wanted to
brutalized.
Oh, she was. She was.
And I think by a needle and thread, it was the breathing peacefully inward that I missed the most. I felt like I was in a state of shock, almost like when an old person feels helpless and they're
And wasn't it for well over 10 years?
Yeah, I mean, under this standard, we could have gotten Danny in a conservatorship 10 years ago.
We could bake her at Danny at any time.
I mean, Dan, I don't mean that like that. You could say anything. They basically just said she's not. I mean, how many people
Dan,
who
when
are
you're-
successful and rich and are have a screw loose that do not need to be in a conservatorship? You know, I mean, they had an IUD in her, prevented her from having children, prevented her from relationships, and then they put her on her stage like she was a circus clown, like a monkey show. It was
Like
really,
the
it was
Elephant
pretty,
Man.
like,
Take
it
all
was
the
pretty
money.
sad what she went through. And I'm
Yeah.
not a Britney Spears fan. I'm a Freedom fan.
Well, and the thing about it is, like, she hadn't done anything other than to herself, or she went bat crap crazy one night and shaved her head and all kinds of
Well,
things.
that's
And I can
'cause
see
wh-
where you could take her children away.
Well, that's
and I
what
understand.
happened is like she went through that divorce with Kevin Federline. She was trying to get her kids, and he called her crazy, and then she actually went crazy.
Right, she did. But I
even
mean,
if she
you could
did,
be crazy, but still
there comes a point when
not
you're
be
no
a
longer
caged
crazy.
animal.
Oh, I know.
You know? And in Florida, you can only hold someone for 72 hours under a Baker Act.
Yeah.
It's very, very difficult to get it when they're a danger to themselves or
Thank
a
God
danger to
Dan
others.
doesn't live in California.
No, I mean, like,
Steve
I
would
mean,
be
it just
Willie
is a
controlling you.
figurative, Dan. Just
But she's-
you could do it to anyone. Is my point.
But she was bipolar. I think that was. I don't think she was,
So are you.
crazy. I think she was more bipolar than anything else. I'm
Dan,
not
you're bipolar. When you're yelling at homeless people, telling them that it's your intersection.
It is my intersection.
It's not. It's the city
The
of
hell it's
Tampa.
not. It's mine.
No, it's not.
Mine. My name's on it.
Really going through
It's not Dan Diaco Avenue, although I know that you petitioned the city to get that done. It's still.
He would if he could.
He would.
Yeah, screw Hyde.
If the city of Tampa controller or the mayor came and said, Dr. Diaco, this can be Dr. Diaco Avenue for $50,000.
Deal.
You would, well, you
No, Dan would say, "What can I get for 100?"
Can we rename Dale Mabry?
Rename Tampa to Dan.
If this little piss ass road's Dan, can I get Kennedy to be called Dr. Dan for 50?
F. Kennedy.
Yeah.
He's a punk. He was the president for like a year.
Diaco Shore Boulevard.
relax their body because they don't have the answers of why they can't have their own keys to their
Dan would actually go to Steve and Jay and try to get a third of it instead of making it Dr. Dan, just make it Diaco.
Right.
And go in thirds.
Exactly. It's a great
Say
deal.
50,000 doesn't seem valuable enough. Can I
Yeah.
pay you 75?
Yeah. Yeah, Dan'd be like, 50. It seems like you're short. I'm sure
It's like a Jabroni Avenue.
Yeah.
car and put it in the nation and walk outside and their own.
But Jay's right. They'd lock her up all day, wouldn't let her do anything, and then say, listen, it's you got 2 shows tonight, a 6 and a 9, and you better go out there and kick ass.
Because we're taking a piece of your action.
Because we're taking all of it. You can't have any of it. I mean, inevitably they
took all of it.
You get enough
allowance.
to live, and you
Right.
can be in your little palace, and you can have this freedom, and you can't talk to these people. I mean,
And
it's
you can't have
pretty
an Instagram.
intense.
Yeah.
She was a prisoner in her own castle.
Sitting down, drawing 6 galls of blood every week.
She meant to say vials. She corrected
weak
later.
as hell. And then calling, and my family is in Destin at my beach house. It didn't make sense.
Destin, what's up?
So she's in Vegas performing, and her dad and the family are at her beach house that she's paying for.
Yep. The one that
Vacationing.
the one that she owns.
Yeah.
I think I to this day, I kind of stopped believing in God at that time because I didn't know how they could have 40 people leave my house a day and me work from 8 to 6 at night. Be seen changed every time I changed in the shower. No
What?
privacy, no door, nothing. How did they get away with it? And what the did I do to deserve that?
I mean, she's right.
I know it.
She couldn't even smoke cigs.
Oh man.
I couldn't even smoke cigarettes. People on death row can smoke
I was going to say, they treat prisoners better than that.
Yeah.
That might have been pretty good, though. Her not smoking
How
cigarettes.
about this, though? This isn't healthy.
Still, it's
We need
Yeah,
to,
and
we
they
need
got
to
to
bake
walk in
her
the shower.
Dan.
It's
It's the
a
only way we're
win-win.
going to
Look
get
at
Dan to stop smoking is to put him away for a little bit.
I know.
my
And he already
AA
wants everyone to
meetings.
watch him in the shower.
And Dan doesn't want doors on his shower. He wants you to see how big his penis is.
Right.
He doesn't want
Dan,
to
you got all types of conservative-ship, deals.
issues.
Although I was kind of forced to go to AA, and I'm not even an alcoholic, I actually enjoyed it because I thought the people were brilliant. They shared their stories just to share their
Can you
stories.
imagine you're the Skid Row alcoholic? You go to A and you're like, hey, guess who my sponsor is? Who? Britney Spears. Yeah, whatever,
Isn't it
Fred.
anonymous?
Whatever, Fred.
That's not very anonymous.
Yeah, I know.
And in a circle of women and men who just are trying to be better people and trying to touch other people.
Oh.
I missed my AA meetings. I couldn't go in. I couldn't have the keys to my car, no cash, no cigarettes, no door for privacy. It changed me day.
She's really hung up on those cigarettes, was she not?
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, that's
changed
like
like
a
it
little
every
daily thing.
day. I did work 7 days a week. No weekends were off. They monitored what I ate. From 8 to 6 I work. Sometimes at 9 o'clock I'd be able to watch a movie. Finally, the owner of the whole facility that I was always texting to try to be able to go somewhere, just get out of the house, that place somehow. He had to let me go because the Free Britney campaign came out. With all the pink T-shirts. I saw it on a lot of the morning shows, and people by word of mouth, and I think just by my fans knowing by heart that something was up. I remember one of the guys were on it, and
Why couldn't, when she was doing her performance in Vegas, stop the show and say, hey, I need help. I'm up here, doing this one hell of a
Probably
show,
scared.
but I
She had
don't.
like Stockholm. I mean,
Yeah.
think of that. You know what I mean? She
Yeah.
was so afraid of upsetting the apple cart because everything in her life was dictated for her. What time you wake up, here's your food, here's your performance, here's what you must do. You can't have your car, you can't have an IUD, you can't have sex with people you don't want, no more babies, no relationships. Just get on stage and do this. And I mean, she must have been, you could hear her. She's still got a really, Dan, don't you call that a dull affect?
Yes.
Where she's flat?
Yes.
Earlier in the interview, she also talks
Lummy, you're
about.
dull.
I'm very dull.
Earlier in the interview, she talks about confronting her father about it, and he's like, yeah, good luck. You don't have any money. None of it's yours. You can't even afford a lawyer. You don't know anything. We will take you to court, and we will strip you of every dollar that you have.
Which they had done
so
many
she
times.
was so afraid, she just kept working.
Exactly, Anna. And it's like that Free Britney thing, as cheesy as it is, it worked.
Yeah.
It literally
The
worked.
documentary came out and
was playing
got free.
Hopefully my documentary comes out and frees
Free
me.
Bubba.
chess with
Free
and it was playing
Bubba.
chase with paparazzi, which is still to this day one of the most fun things I ever did about being famous. So I don't know what was so harmful about that. But I remember my mom was sitting on the couch and she said, "We've heard people are coming here today to talk to you. We should probably go, to a hotel or something." And I never really understood what she meant. I didn't believe her. Like, is a lawyer coming here? Who is coming here?
Well, on LAPD, something I got the chopper up
Yeah,
coming
they
to
did
get
some
you.
good sound effects there.
The Bubba Radio Network will return after this.
Hi, guys. Have a wonderful day.
See you.
Bye, Dr. Dan. Have a
Hey, Dan, give me 1 sec.
Uh-oh, you're in trouble.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit, Daddy.
Oh, shit.
Daddy.
Oh, no. The fuck you gonna do?
Maybe.
Smash Jackson, 44 months. Zenman 01, 51 months.
Something really went down. They went out front and started yelling.
R. Brzezinski, 67, 30 months.
Who's that, me and Dan?
Yeah.
Yep, we're screaming at each other. But that's just another day in the life of...
Yeah, being a Diaco brother.
That song is hilarious.
They had some important stuff to talk about. They wanted to know which streets they wanted to rename the Diaco.
That's right. He wanted them to see if I wanted in on the Diaco plot for our burial ground and if I wanted a part of the avenue. I said no to both. That song is so funny.
Have you not heard it either?
I heard it, like Danny sent it. I turned on the show.
Oh,
like,
Arlene.
the Arlene one. I turned it on like right at the very, very end. I had just heard the story about trying the bathing suits on.
The Strut That Ass one's actually pretty funny too.
Which one is it?
Strut That Ass, the old guy he started playing. Like when he actually gets into it, it's pretty funny.
Yeah.
It's old. Those are old.
Morning, Hootie His, Finn 212, Heather. Yeah, you see, I got my Clem's click on.
Let's just come from you.
What's up, Redbird?
Big Mike.
How's everybody doing? Possum.
The napkin?
1350 was what he
1, 2, 3, 3, 7, 8, 200 bills.
What's up, everybody?
That's why I was trying to do the
ES Trader, Stop and Go, What's up, Benny W. Is it rainy over in Britain, as usual?
Okay, that's what I thought. That's what I'm saying.
We're back to the old Florida cycle. It pours at 4 every day.
Okay, I'll have to see.
What's up, Thuggish Nerd?
Thuggish.
Doug Clem's Mistake. Nash Young, Organic Gene. What's up, everybody? Big Mike, thank you for that. Dark match, it was hilarious. Love you too, buddy. What's up, HS Bubba fan? Thank you. Nice and sunny. That's awesome.
You're not Doc, 911.
What's up,
Kindle,
JJ?
you're 700. 700.
Lumpy
Write
boy.
that down, Lummy.
Oh,
Sippy John.
Kindle.
What's up, everybody?
Is $700
X-Gabe.
on Cash App.
All right.
Morning, everybody. Poodle ballin'. What up?
What's up, Big Mike?
You looked surprised yesterday to hear that having a conversation with you left an impact on me.
Oh, yes.
Why are you surprised at that?
I wasn't surprised. It was nice to hear.
Yeah.
You know,
I try to keep an open
I
mind.
respect you, and you know, it seems
I keep
like
an
you have
open
a lot of-
mind.
your ideas have been over years of, you know, hemming and hawing over things, thinking logically. So, you know, the fact that I brought something that you thought about was cool.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. That's where I think the other side often gets it wrong is they don't want to even listen because maybe, just maybe, there's something they're going to say that's going to be okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
What's up, Grouper Lips? You know, Brittany was one of the people that actually exploited the paparazzi before there really was a lot of social media and Twitter and all that stuff. I mean, she was in the news.
Favor.
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of the old I mean, all news is good news with no bad
All
news.
press
You know,
is-
all press is good press,
Yeah.
but I don't necessarily believe that. But
Right.
she was selling tons of records and she was everywhere.
She was like performing at malls when she was like 16.
No, I never have.
Yeah, she's been
was
basically
so-
put out there like Michael Jackson was, you know.
Really,
her.
too enticing for me.
What's up, NC Surfer? Travis, how you doing, buddy?
Christian?
Dr. Dan's Bloomin' Onion Maker.
Oh man, look at this. She's wearing glitter. I used to wear glitter. She just like had
Is that
glitter
new?
over- No, this is in
I
2000.
was gonna say she looks awfully young there.
Yeah, it is funny. She was probably 18.
She's gone through some weird phases, but she looks pretty good now.
She was just she was so beautiful. Like
She still looks pretty good through, after going through.
Considering what she's been put through too, I mean, it's almost like she's been in prison.
Yeah.
Think of the unnecessary stress that she's had to go through versus your life or my life. Everyone has stress, but that seems like an unduly amount.
Yeah. Just being kind of like a slave.
I'm in the electric one there, Nash.
She was one of the only people that could pull off low-rise jeans. God bless her.
Yeah.
But fuck her.
What? Oh, good. I've always kind of been this way, but it gets bigger as I get older.
Live from the Sunbelt Rental Studios, it's the Bubba the Love Bug Dr. Dan and his two brothers. Their mom and dad divorced fairly early, and they had a certain amount of time they spent with their mom, Arlene, and a certain amount of time they spent with their dad, Joe.
Arlene, how did you raise Stephen, Jay, and Dan? Arlene, you're hotter than Joe's other ex, Joanne. Jay's a lawyer, big shot. Stephen just gets laid a lot. Dan is really freaking hot and mean. You college won your favorite kid. They all knew it was a rib, except for Jay, he blew his lid. Arlene,
take these three little bastards. I get tired of them. I can't take it.
You are so smart, you did the math and cut your water bill in half when you made them share a bath. Arlene,
the poor kids, they don't get to do nothing. They're all cooped up, beating the hell out of each other.
When they acted like buffoons, you wouldn't send them to their room, just hit them with a wooden spoon. Arlene,
driving you insane?
Arlene, how did you raise Stephen, Jay, and Dan? Arlene, you're hotter than Joe's other ex, Joanne. Your retired life is full of thrills. You got your sons to pay your bills. You can count all your own pills, Arlene.
At the time, it seemed completely normal.
Your creepy friend said they looked strong. He wanted to see their dongs, so he bought them matching thongs, Arlene.
Hey, Danny, you look muscular this year.
Arlene, how did you raise Stephen, Jay, and Dan? Arlene, you're hotter than Joe's other ex, Joanne.
So we would get literally like matching Speedos, and we go and try on all these Speedos.
When you see your wiener?
Yeah.
and so, anyway,
try on this pair. Try on this pair.
Jay, isn't that? It's not mean-spirited. It's just so factually funny, is it not?
Oh my God, I'm tearing up. It's making me laugh.
You need to hit play at the next family meeting for this one.
The wooden spoon line.
Cut my water bill in half because they all three had it. And you were always the last guy in the bath, were you not, buddy?
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
I think Dan sent it to Arlene as well.
He did. She'll think it's funny.
Now, Steve, will Steve like it?
Oh, of course he will. It's hilarious.
How about Joe?
I think he'd find that funny, too. How could you not find that one funny?
You're hotter than his new girl.
God.
Man. You got to tell Mama Arlene I said hi, okay?
I absolutely will. She's doing great.
Good.
Dan said if you put her and Joe in an octagon, she'd whip Daddy Joe's ass right now, is what Dan said.
I think Mom takes anyone her age right now, not just Joe.
I mean, she's like busier than you, and you run a full-blown, law firm, right?
No doubt. And at 70, she had been diagnosed with ALS, Lou Gehrig's. We thought she was going to be dead by 72. So, I mean, every year, she's one of those people just loves life.
When does she come back?
She comes back usually just a couple days before Halloween because she likes to do Halloween on Davis Island with us.
Oh, okay. But she's Jersey Shore from what, April to October?
Usually right around June 1st. She tries to stick around for my son's birthday and Danny's birthday, and so she usually leaves right around the first week of June, and she stays through.
Now, does she go by herself, or does somebody go with her up
Listen
there?
to this one, how pimp it is. This year we let her drive herself with the auto train.
What?
Yep. She went with a girlfriend who's just as old as she is. That was her wingman.
You mean the same auto train that Steve tried to have sex with Krista 400 times?
Steven had more difficult time on just the auto train than my mom did.
Steve couldn't figure out the auto train better than Arlene could.
No, and she did it great. No problem.
And so she's there, again?
5 months, 4 months, 4.5, 5 months. She loves it.
But while she's there, every family comes up and does a week or so, right?
Oh, yeah. My wife and kids were up there for 2 weeks. I'm in the middle of getting this trial thing. I went up for like 4 or 5 days in the middle. But my son did like 9 days, and my wife and kid did a couple weeks. Danny's family did a couple weeks. Steve's been up there for a month. And then my mom has she gets to enjoy her home and has like little moments of peace. But as soon as we leave, she has her little friends that she's kept in contact. She's like Steven. She's very social. So she has people that still come and see her all the time.
Now, can she put Steve in his place?
Of course she can.
Yeah, of course. I mean, is that the only one that's... Because Steve obviously ain't afraid of Joe.
Well, it just depends.
He drives Joe insane.
If it's medicine, Steve controls the deal. But if it's just life, Joe still controls the deal. Steve,
he does?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Have you ever seen Joe just tell Steve to shut up?
Yes. I relish those moments.
Do you?
I do.
Anna, you sent me the new Weird Al Yankovic
biopic. Yeah.
You know what? Oddly enough, I've never been a fan of him, but I really, really appreciated his business niche that he carved out.
He was in one of the best movies ever.
What?
UHF.
What I'm saying is, he would take a hit back in the day, make fun of it, and I think he made a hell of a living.
This is a nerd gone wild. I mean, if you look at him as a kid, he played the accordion and he turned that craziness into some funny songs that were legendary for all of us in the 80s and 90s.
Hey, Alexa, how much is Weird Al Yankovic's personal worth?
Here's something I found on the web. According to wealthygorilla.com,
Ralphie Gorilla,
as of August 2022, Weird Al Yankovic's net worth is $20 million.
Nice.
There you go.
That's okay.
That's okay.
Put it in. I'm tired of people thinking I'm some kind of joke.
Your dad and I agreed it would be best if you just stop being who you are and doing the things you love.
What? My whole life. All I wanted.
I'm afraid we found your son at a polka party.
Just to make up new words to a song that already exists.
Daniel Radcliffe?
Yeah, I think so.
Wow.
Yeah. This is pretty star-studded.
That's an A-lister.
Yeah.
That then.
My little hungry one, open up a package of my banana.
Dude, I've got chills. Every once in a...
I think he was from L.A., wasn't he, Anna?
He was such a
Downey,
nerd.
I guess. I don't really know where that is.
What's that, Jake?
He was such a nerd. I love that he turned his persona into this.
Yeah, L.A.
Great while I can spot a...
Well, back in the day, it was kind of a badge of honor if we're... Yeah, like it got to be a point where like these big stars would ask him or give him like the like some inside information as far as music and stuff like that, backing vocals and whatever, for him to do it for him.
Like a virgin?
I'm curious, is that song autobiographical?
Yes.
Hold on, did Madonna really make
I know, that's what I said. I didn't know.
She did everyone in Hollywood.
Did she really?
The fact that I've had a lot of sex.
Name me one creative genius that
I think from Vanilla Ice to Dennis Rodman. and everybody in between.
Another checkered past involving alcohol.
That's the medicine.
And drugs. I think Madonna's a bad influence on you. What? No offense.
I'm a train wreck. My parents rolled me
I didn't know him and Madonna were that close.
I don't remember that.
I don't either.
off. I pushed away my band.
You're all just a bunch of normals. I'm the weird one.
You gotta take care of yourself. I saw in you something special. An artist with something to give to the world.
Why is the guys in the bubble bath with a top hat on?
In front of all the billions of people watching around the world right now, all I want to say is be as weird as you want to be. You will never find true happiness.
This looks well done.
Yeah.
So you can truly accept who you are. Thank you.
Oh, Al, you can't smoke in here. I totally deserve that.
First of all, I'd smash somebody in the face and then that to me.
No kidding.
The other hand's free.
How many have how many biopics have been, like, I thought the Motley Crue one was horrible. I watched half of it.
Because the real stuff is so entrancing. You don't need any fake stuff when you look at the Motley Crue stuff. The
this
real
looks
behind the
really
scenes.
cheesy.
It does. It does. Did the Hogan biopic get canceled? I heard it did.
They put it on hold.
I heard it got canceled. Just for they didn't. And I'm not saying anything bad. This is just what I've heard. But I've heard it got canceled for mostly the reaction he got from his hometown WrestleMania when they introduced him. Remember, Lovey, you were there, weren't you?
Yeah, he was booed the whole time he came out.
And that changes. Hell, I'll ask Alexa, see what she says. Hey, Alexa, did the Hogan biopic on Netflix get canceled?
Here's something I found on the web. According to tvseriesfinale.com, the show was canceled.
That's a pretty period, full stop.
Yeah. Lummy, I'm going to go into words. Will you look into that for me?
Yes, sir.
All right.
The Bubba Radio Network will return after this.
We need to make the Arlene video. Make it a video.
Diaco?
Yeah. This song right here we should
Oh man, I got some video of her when she was young. She was, I mean, my mom was.
She was beautiful.
She still is an unbelievable,
How old
beautiful
is she?
person. So inside and out. 83.
Oh, she's
83, and she just drove herself auto train. I mean, she's kicking it.
I didn't think she was 83. I thought she was 70, like my mom's.
No, nope.
We had my mom on my podcast yesterday asking her to suck my stepdad's dick.
No, I was gonna try to do some like reaction videos with my mom. 83-year-old church lady watches Tool. You know, have you seen those reaction videos and it blows their mind? It's like, I think I could get something, because she was a vocal coach, and I think it could get some pretty amazing content with her.
You should. You should.
Bong Ripper Bob. What's up, buddy? JB. How you doing, Lemmy?
Good, how you doing?
I'm good. Those videos are funny, and I think my mom would give some hilarious reactions. She's so Catholic that I want to play like sober for her to see what she reacts to. I think she would be blown away. That one video. Have you ever seen that video? It's like from the 90s, and it shows Tool performing the song Sober live, and he's wearing like these pink pajamas and like the lead singer for Sober. I mean, it's just, it's one of those videos where you're like, holy shit. It's pretty incredible.
I have not seen that one.
Yeah.
It's
Maynard
is it
Keenan
Tool?
blows it, I mean, out of the water. It's incredible. Look up sometimes Sober.
Sober?
Yeah, Sober. They have reaction videos, but the actual video itself's incredible. It's incredible that song is like 30 years old. That's not my favorite song, Pull Your Luck, but it is good. What's up, Phil? Fair Fawcett, how are you? They're pretty awesome, Todd. Push It's good. I did see Tool. That's when I became a fan. I saw him about 4 months ago over in Orlando. It was incredible. He did have that mullet that was going off, Dark Match. Yeah, I heard that was good, Scud Rob. That's the next one.
Dude, do you have anyone you recommend for a estate planning?
A what?
Estate planning?
I do. Yeah, that Numa drum video is insane. All those are insane. If you look at it, none of the videos are more than 3 years old because there was nothing out there before that. They have been around forever, Ned's Herbs, but I didn't watch them. I didn't have a chance to go to them because they got popular when I was a law school young lawyer, and I just didn't have the time to do those things. I missed out on it, but I love that I can listen to it all now. Jay's Throttlefoot, love the name. Heather, what's up? Vegas Bubba Army. Yeah, I saw him this year too. Unreal. Pussifer is amazing.
Pussifer?
Yeah, they're talking about Tool. Oftentimes I can. I'm High G. Just depends on how old the case is and how obvious it is.
Pussifer.
The pot is hilarious. I do love that lawyer song. Liar, lawyer, what's the difference?
You got dots in your back and arms.
What's up, real baloney?
My legs. My legs on it.
Oh.
Enema is unreal.
My legs on it.
Your legs.
I've pretty much bought all of them now that you can get them. All the albums are pretty much unreal. What's up, Kabuki Jones? That's probably simple to do there.
Bubba, I
I'm
sent
High
you
G.
the article.
You can give me a call. I'm happy to try to help.
Article on what,
If I can, I
buddy?
can
The
find you the
Hogan
best
thing you asked
price
for?
in
On
town.
the what?
The Hogan
Most
thing?
likely I
The
can
Hogan
help.
doc?
Will you send it back to me?
Yeah, well, so I'm going to send you this video. This is the video of the
Kid
interview. At
Rock's awesome.
2:38 is when he asked the question.
137.
And over and over and over, and then you get to a point where you don't think it.
When was this?
June of this year. June 16th. That's the article, and then it's at 2:38 is when he asked him about the Hogan biopic.
Is it the same thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't have hurt for Leoma, homie. That just made me stronger. You better, Kabuki. Med-mal cases out of state are pretty difficult. Takes a lot of time and personal attention. But I can help find somebody. I know, Lummy's joke.
Oh.
Last week was painful though. Little Wilbur's afterbirth.
Live from the Sunbelt Rental Studios, it's the Bubba the Love Spot Show. If you're a small business owner, you know how tough it is, my friend, and I've been telling you about Stamps.com for years. Bubba Army is now more than ever. I need you to go and utilize Stamps.com. Let's keep them around a while. They're a great client. 86% off, potentially UPS. Inflation's at an all-time high. Every dollar counts. And for more than 20 years, Stamps.com has been one-stop shopping and an indispensable tool for over 1 million businesses. Use Stamps.com to print postage whenever you want to do business. All you need is a regular computer and printer. And if you need package pickup, you can easily schedule it through Stamps.com's dashboard. Rates are consistently changing, but with Stamps.com, you can Use the Switch and Save feature, which easily compares rates and carriers so that you get the best deal every time. And if you're running an online store, Stamps.com works seamlessly with all major shopping carts and marketplaces. So go ahead and get ahead of the holiday rush this year by using Stamps.com.
Promo code Bubba.
Sign up with my promo code Bubba for a special offer that includes a 4-week trial plus free postage and a digital scale. Free. No long-term commitment and or contracts. Go to Stamps.com.
Promo code Bubba.
Click on the microphone on the top homepage and type in BUBBA. Stamps.com.
Promo code Bubba.
I know, I had to do a couple extra for the Friday, Monday deal. I don't know. I don't. You keep inventory on that. Let me know what I need to do.
You're good on stamps now.
So I'm good, even through Monday?
Yeah, for stamps, yeah.
Perfect. Chris Helmsworth. Now, when they first said they were going to do the big the Hogan docu deal, they were all, flipping out that this guy was going to be the guy, and he was getting bulked up, and Hogan and him made some appearances together and what have you. And this is from him, right? As late as just past June, right?
Yeah, June 16th.
Repetition, immersion over and over and over. And then you get to a point where you don't think about it anymore, and then you can concentrate on the actual performance.
Look, I'm a huge pro wrestling fan. I was so excited when I heard you were going to be Hulk Hogan with the 24-inch pythons, brother. Is this still happening?
Maybe. Todd Phillips is busy doing, I think, Joker 2, I believe, and I've been off doing.
Well, this is a good-looking guy, isn't he?
That's my wife's dude.
I think that's every guy's.
Is that Candle's?
Yeah, he surfs. He's he's a good dude. He's
and he has a brother that's
I like him. They
equally
both
as good looking.
Yeah, and
Liam.
They're both super cool guys.
So Candle will
I like
tell
them
you.
both.
I'd leave you in a minute for this dude.
For a second.
Yeah, Chris Hemsworth.
In a second.
Yeah.
Other films and.
He's a handsome man. He's a handsome man, isn't he?
Who's your go-to? Like, if she has one, why can't you have one?
I mean, I don't really have one. We don't express, hey, if you had a moment, you know what I mean? It's just I know that I like to tease her that she has a Thor thing.
Right.
So.
Oh, she's got a Thor thing, all right.
Yeah.
It's
and you better maybe think twice about screwing with her because she's only a couple generations removed from the full-blown Pocahontas.
She'll cut you.
And she'll whip your ass.
No doubt about it.
I told Dan a few days ago, this is when you thought Candle was kind of tough. Now the bitch will cut you because she's part Native American.
Now we understand why.
Mm-hmm.
And
you know what? Now the puzzle's completed. Now we know why Candle's mean as a snake sometimes.
I think it's honestly one of the coolest things I've ever heard, and I'm really looking into how far it goes and the genealogy behind it because it looks to be really, really interesting.
And other films and it's all in conversations and in development and like a lot of things.
I think that's a Hollywood way of a nice, polite no.
This was a few months ago, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was June.
Okay, yeah.
If
I don't think things have gotten better, though.
The only thing that's been out is this whole June 16th one with him answering that.
He would be the right guy, though. That would sell. A lot of people that don't care about Hulk Hogan would watch it just because of him.
Yeah, well, I think people would watch, paint drying on the wall if he was in it.
They do. The Thor movies.
Hello.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Pedro here.
Hey, Pedro, the pool guy.
Hey, listen, I'm really glad you took my call because
you got a good announcement that your wife's got a Tampa layover, and I'll be blasting that ass. Oh no!
Actually, it has to do with the Diaco family.
All right.
My mom, we noticed some cognition issues about 4 years ago with my mom, and 2 years ago she was diagnosed with severe progressive ALS. And I'm happy to hear that your mom is really healthy because my mom has probably about another year, and she's only 78.
I'm so sorry to hear that. Yeah, my mom was misdiagnosed, it turned out. She was diagnosed by someone locally. We bought the chair lift, we did the medicine, and then we challenged it, and I took her to the Mayo Clinic in Minnesota. And I mean, I'm so sorry. It's got to be a very, very, very difficult thing to witness. Is she still able to speak with you guys?
It's an absolute nightmare. She went from being, mentally, she's 100%, well, she's about 80% there. But last June, they had to put a feeding tube in, and now she can't speak.
Pedro, you know that I joke around a lot with you, but it just grab acid and talking about your hot wife. But I can't even express how sorry I am because I know how much my mom means to me. I know how much, Arlene obviously means, and I know how much all of our moms mean to us. Your mom is your mom. Like, there's just no other bond that you can have unlike your mother bond, whether you're a daughter or you're a son. And I know, again, we have a great little, fun at each other's expense, and we rib each other, but I can't even begin to tell you how sorry I am for what you're going through.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate it. And listen, I know it's out of love, and I know you love to hate me, so it's cool.
I don't hate you. I like to screw with you, buddy.
I don't know that people can appreciate how significant ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease is. It's such a rare thing to hit a 70-year-old woman. That was one of the reasons Danny challenged the diagnosis. And so it's usually someone 40 years old, a male, happens in about 3 years. They go from looking like me to being in a wheelchair with a feeding tube where their mind's working just about 80 to 90% of the time, and they're just trapped in their body. And it's so brutal. There's nothing I could say other than literally my thoughts and my prayers are with you. I'm so sorry that your mom, that you're suffering, your family's suffering. It's brutal.
What's that, Blitz?
Didn't everyone throwing ice in their head cure it a few years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Snake
yeah,
biting.
absolutely. It was
That was
wonderful.
ridiculous.
Hey, here's another one for you.
Quickly, because I got to go.
I know, I'm working real quick. My dad was 65. He was healthy one day. Next day, he was in the hospital for 90 days because he had discoid lupus, which is on the skin, turned into full-blown lupus. And it took him a month to diagnose it. It's a girl disease. No, it isn't. It's a man disease, and it ended up killing him 13 years later.
Well, listen, which even makes your wife more valuable. So, what better way to celebrate your wife than to let me be with her? Oh, sorry.
Exactly. I'm looking into it, my friend.
Bye, Pedro.
The Bubba Radio Network will return after this.
Crap. We know you got this straight. Yeah, man. Margot Robbie.
That's
Bubba.
your girl?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was pretty hot in Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah.
Oh my
God, she was beautiful.
And Suicide Squad, all those silly movies, whatever she's in.
My girl crush was probably Mila Kunis.
Yeah, she's up there too. I would think she's gorgeous.
Mila Kunis.
She really aged beautifully too.
Yeah, she's stunning.
Yeah, Sophia, whatever her name is, she's gorgeous.
Vergara.
But she just, I couldn't live with that.
What?
It's just, she's too, what's the word?
Beautiful?
Animated. For me, her personality is
Oh,
too
well, who cares
animated.
about personality?
But I think, maybe a little too voluptuous for me.
Okay.
I prefer him a little skinnier, and I don't think she's at all heavy by any
No,
means.
I
She's
know what you
gorgeous.
mean. She's just curvy.
Yeah, she's very curvy.
Yeah. Her, Mila Kunis, Scarlett Johansson's pretty hot.
I've never been a big Scarlett Johansson
She's
fan.
kind of girl next door hot, but very pretty.
She's a little annoying, politically.
Oh, I have no idea. I don't pay attention to her there.
She made some big stink
Who's
about a
that?
movie.
Jessica Alba.
Jessica Alba is gorgeous,
Very
definitely.
pretty.
Yeah, she's gotten beautiful more beautiful as she got older. You picked out a lot of them. Yeah, I agree with all. I think you and I have the same taste.
We have the same taste in women.
Yes,
That's
we
crazy.
do.
I mean, they're just like
You'd
gorgeous.
be a great lesbian.
Yeah.
You got good taste.
Thank you. Thank you.
Like I tell you, who's got great taste is
Gal Gadot.
Ellen. She likes beautiful women.
Yeah. The one
She always dates beautiful women.
Portia and the one that just died, Anne Heche.
And Heche was better. Yeah, I didn't really like that, but I think she's dated some pretty good. Yeah. I knew when I saw that video she was going to die.
Kristen Bell is very pretty. I always thought Christina Applegate was a smoke show.
Yeah, I agree. How does she look now?
Megan Fox always just looked like a porn star to me.
I agree, and I never got that.
She's hot, but it's just like she's porn star hot.
She has like those tattoos and the paragraphs on her arms, and I've never liked that.
I don't know. Does that even make sense? Like,
How about Mika Kelly?
Mika Kelly's very pretty.
Yes.
That's my girl. Like fucking hometown.
Megan Fox is always, her face is already stopping
like
to move.
She's like, I'm a sucker. And it's like, whoa, whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ruby Rose, Mila Kunis, we already said that. You know who I always thought was beautiful was Natalie Portman.
Yes, I agree 100%.
You know?
Yes. And she's
like
aged
a natural
nice.
beauty.
Have you seen Black Swan?
Yes, with
Isn't
Mila
it?
Kunis
With
and
both
Natalie
of them,
Portman,
and it's like
yeah.
that end scene is like mind-boggling.
Yeah, that was a great. That was
I
disturbing.
think it won an
movie,
Academy
but-
Award.
Yeah,
That's a
both.
big wonder. Yeah.
Both are Jewish.
Two of your top 5 are in there, Anna.
Both Jewish girls. And Natalie was born in Israel, I think.
And they both did all that ballet, all the ballet scenes.
Yeah,
and I mean, if you look
Mila
at,
is Ukrainian.
I think she is. And if you look at Natalie Portman in that movie, when she gets skinny, that's why she won the Academy Award for that, because it's one of those roles
I
where
need to
she's
watch
like,
that again.
her collarbones are so like
Yeah,
frail.
and they're
and
already. I mean, she was already thin, but
it's insane.
she was born in Ukraine. Yeah.
Selma Hayek, Penelope Cruz, they're both beautiful.
Yes, yes. The
I
Spanish
agree with that.
women. Yes, yes, yes. What was her birth name?
Who's
Natalie
that?
Portman. It's
Oh, I don't remember.
born Natalie Hirschlag.
Really?
Yeah. She was stunning. She started
Yeah,
acting really young.
Mila's definitely my top 3 or 4. Top 3
I
probably.
want to laugh. Let me see here. Black Swan. Yeah, she was very pretty. Black Swan.
But you know, I mean, I could say all these things with Candle in the Room. You know what I'm saying? Like how the top 5 beautiful women I think in Hollywood. She wouldn't. None of that bothers her.
What was the premise of Black Swan? Like, she wanted to be this ballet dancer. She like breaks herself to do it, and
She was like the backup,
she
and
was
the
like
girl.
the good girl, obviously. Like,
Yeah, like her mom. She was living under her mom's like thumb, and she was like the backup, and then the girl who was gonna get it got hurt, and she got the star role,
Yeah,
and
for
then
ballerina.
Mila Kunis was behind her,
Yeah.
and she had the paranoia that Mila was trying to steal it from her,
Yeah.
and then it was
She
just
just kind of unraveled.
yeah, she unraveled mentally, incredible.
Right. Oh, and doesn't she like do this perfect performance and then she dies or something?
She stabs herself. Remember, she in the back.
Oh, I forgot how it ends. I saw it like
and then
4
because
weeks ago.
she thinks it's the other girl, and she gets the mirror and she stabs herself, and then she does the performance, and you didn't know that she stabbed herself, and then she's dying. You know, she falls at the end, and she's
So
sitting
she
there.
never really did the performance. She just imagined.
No, she did the performance, but she did it like stabbed.
Oh, okay. I need to watch it again.
It's definitely worth watching it, and it's one of those things that Blitz would hate it on paper, but on like the screen, he'd probably love it.
Yeah, it's
intense.
a compelling movie. What year did that come out? Like 2000.
It's got to be maybe 205 or
Yeah.
maybe 210.
Let's see.
Live from the Sunbelt Rental Studios, it's the Bubba the Love Spot Show. Today's after show, which is everywhere pretty much. Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, Bubba Army Radio, Bubba Army app, tune in. It will be the infamous Barb Ring Qualification Show. And it's where we put, we kind of give you our list. And if you have other data otherwise, set us straight. And if we've missed you or whatever, we just kind of we're roughing in our list because we got to send it to our ring girl here soon. So now technically you have till September 15th to get your money in. There's some people that are, you know, 500-600 away. Hope you guys make it. Jay, thank you.
My pleasure, always. I enjoy it.
Lummy, thank you for all that you do.
Oh, no problem, Bubba.
Anna, did you roll last night?
No, I got Botox, so I had to just chill.
How about are you rolling anytime soon?
Tonight.
Perfect. Blitz, will you print me out that list, or should I just pull it up on my computer?
I'm trying to edit together so it can print out.
Okay, buddy, no big deal. We'll do the best we can. We'll see you guys then.
Thanks for letting me finish.
You've been listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show, starring
me, Bubba the Love Sponge,
operations manager and co-host Blitz K,
co-host and show historian Lummox,
co-host Anna Hummel,
co-host Dr. Dan Diaco, Esquire of Council,
co-host J. Diaco, Esquire, the Spitting Cobra of Council,
Rhett, the Filthy Ginger video editor, the BRN agent, Thomas Buttoned Up B.
And for everything else, go to thebubbaarmy.com.
Now, time for the legal disclaimer.
Exactly.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show is intended solely for the enjoyment of our listening audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this show without express written consent of the Bubba Radio Network is prohibited.
We must dissuade him of this delusion.
Did something that was, No, and that's the thing. What do you consider? I mean, I might have crossed. No, I don't. I consider crossing the line. You and I can have as much beef as we want. We never.